All right, we are live, Fan Love Friday, live in full effect, listening to the best music that you have never heard. If you are here live, I appreciate you being here. We are going to get started here shortly with some amazing music from our King's Dream Patreon community, and we're going to let the chat fill up here. My man Truth is telling me we may need to get off of OBS. I really hope not. I'm a big fan of OBS. But we shall see. We are the most talented Patreon community in the entire universe here with us over Zoom. And yeah, man, if y'all want to submit, patreon.com/kingsdream. The $15 tier is where you would like to be. It's where you should be. And I'm going to drop the intro.
Ruslan. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need the help. Ooh, I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need the help. Ooh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right.
What's going on? It's Ruslan with KingsDreamENT.com. This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire you to live God's dream for your life. You are watching King's Dream Patreon live stream Fan Love Friday music review, and we're going to be listening to some of your guys' music. Before we do that, I want to take some time to acknowledge all the people that are in the live stream who are hanging out. Shout out to Victor Jimenez for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate it. Let's see who else is in here. Maya is in here, and we got some people in here from Facebook and Periscope. Shout out to all you guys. Where it's really popping at, I'm telling y'all, is the Patreon and the YouTube. That's really where it's at. So if you guys want, head on over there. I mean, the chat is just more popping. It's the same stream everywhere, but the chat is definitely more popping on the YouTube. We're even on Twitch, which I only, nobody really watches on Twitch. It's like 50 followers on there. But we are on there as well. You submit by going to patreon.com/kingsdream /kingsdream, patreon.com/kingsdream, signing up for the $15 tier, and that also gets you access into the Zoom call. We have the world's most talented online community, the King's Dream Patreon Zoom call right here. So we're doing face-to-face reviews. And yeah, man, so we're going to get right into it. First up, we have the homie JJL with a brand new record. I'm going to pin him up here. And let's check this out. New visualizer lyric video for a song I dropped with Glev. I've never heard of Glev. I sang the hook, he did the verses. Okay, look at you doing hooks. Let's go.
Said you was sick of the way I be scheming. You didn't believe it. I told you I'm on a team, that's why I live a season. Lying and cheating, never do it to you for any reason. Girl, take a seat, what's gotten into you is getting to me. All of the numbers you never delete, all of the niggas you letting them creep. I never lied to you, told you I'm getting the bag, and I can't let nothing get between. Yeah, for the money you know I'm a fiend. That doesn't change the fact that you elite. I'ma be fine if I'm riding solo, but I would rather you be running with me. So baby, let's talk it out. No point in walking out. My heart skips a beat, too much that I lost the count. I know that we falling out, but I know it gets right. You and me together, ain't giving up, so you better talk to me, please. I'll be on my way. Walk with me, please. We'll be on. Oh yeah, hey. Talk to me, please. I'll be on my way. Walk with me, please. We'll be on. Oh yeah, hey. We'll be there always. Clock ticking down till we part our ways. Know that we've been straight, but we give it all we got. Let's just give it one more shot, so stay. So ways.
not, so stay. Talk to me please, I'll be on my way. Walk with me please, we'll be on all day.
Yo, thanks for submitting this. Overall, I really like the record. I like this cartoon, this graphic. From a lyric video, I wish the font was a little bigger. I think this is a bit small. Like, I think you guys could have done something more creative with like the words being like across the screen. I think it does the trick. I think he gets the job done. I think overall I like it. I like his parts. The tough part that's for me is like I couldn't tell if you were doing, if it was like vocoder auto-tune, like a vocoder effect, right? Which is a little different, or if it was like T-Pain kind of dated auto-tune. It was really hard to decipher what was the vibe, the intended vibe.
Talk to me please, I'll be on my way.
There's parts that sound very kind of like 08 T-Pain kind of date-ish, you know, in the way the auto-tune is. But then it also sounds like there could have been a dope vocoder in there. So it's hard for me to gauge like my preference of the auto-tune. It's not bad. I just think that it's very, 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 very synthetic, you know, and you have like a pretty nice tone. So I don't know if you're insecure in your own singing. You shouldn't be, you know what I mean? But I don't know why go so synthetic with how the auto-tune feels. Just my opinion. That's a preference thing, you know what I mean? I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big auto-tune guy anyway, unless it's like done very tastefully or it's done creatively. And this just sounds like it was just kind of just splattered on there. You know what I mean? But you got a dope voice. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you got a terrible voice and you need the auto-tune. You could have done this without any auto-tune, maybe a little pitch correction. So tell me the thought process behind how you use the auto-tune here.
Yeah, I actually used the pitch correction on Logic Pro, so I didn't have any like added plugins from anywhere.
Okay.
Instead of just adding a little bit of pitch correction on it, I turned it all the way up. So that could be why it's got kind of like a vocoder type of like resemblance or something like that. But all it was just adding a bunch of pitch correction to it, and that's it. And then it gave it an auto-tune type of feel to it.
So why not use like a Waves tune or something a bit more natural instead of the Logic pitch corrector?
I haven't messed around with anything from Waves tune or anything like that, so I might have to look into it.
I would try it. And it's super cheap. It's like $50 right now, and Waves tune just sounds a bit more natural and is a bit more intuitive. So I would consider doing that.
All right. I mean, usually for the recording process, I've just been so used to using the pitch correction. Right. But if you're recommending it, I could definitely look into it, especially with how cheap it is right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like it. I like it overall. I think you should just be a bit more intentional on how you're using it.
Right. What'd you think of the mix? Because I did the mix and master for everything.
Mix is slapping. I like the mix a lot. Yeah, mix is slapping. It sounds good. He sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. I got no gripes with it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. Let's see. Gilbert, shout out to Gilbert in a live stream. Who made the animation, JJ?
My homie from Minnesota, Khalid. His stuff is in the description box.
Okay, that's what's up. All right. Let's keep this thing moving. Let's see who is in the chat. Who's in the Zoom call? Is Lath here? Lath is not here. Neems is here though. Neems been coming steady with the heat. All right, here we go. Neems. 90 BPM.
For you, I am always.
a while. I gotta hurt it, and you know I'm about to style. All over the beat. My man No Face Rapper said he want this one. I want it first. I grab a freestyle and go berserk. I do it so cool that it's no thirst. I do it every day. You know the worst sinner alive was me before my God he see come up on the cross, and you know I ride to be the illest guy you see on a MINC. Oh, I'm just spelling out stuff. Oh, I'm just letting it rough. Oh, I'm just feeling the beat. Oh, I'm just acting so tough. I don't know what the point is when I'm rearranging coin is. I meant the coin is. I'm trying to buy a house, and you know the coin is a little necessary. Like, what if I lived somewhere in the Hicks where there wasn't anything for me to reminisce, and I could buy a whole farm for like 100 stacks. It was so cool, I needed like another 100 racks for the Tesla X or the S. Pull up, suicide doors open fresh. Show up, man, this beat is so next. I keep it like this, you know I'm fresh. Yes. Yo, this one is fire, bro. You nailed it.
Thank you.
You
Great
nailed,
freestyle.
you nailed this, man. You nailed this. Hopefully the levels is all right for everybody on the live. But yeah, man, I messed with it big time, bro. I think you did your thing, man. Great job. Killer job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the house. He goes by many names. He's had to curve many dames from all across many planes. And as he's getting situated, we're going to shout out everybody watching live. Shout out to all you guys watching live. Let me know where you guys are watching this from. Do be sure to hit the subscribe button if you can. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? You got to change the audio preferences, champ. Shout out to Neems on the beat, man. That beat was crazy. So I can't. Bottom right, bottom left corner, there's a little microphone tab. Just change it to your regular audio settings. You probably gonna have to take the AirPods off. That would be my recommendation. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving while we get everything situated. Sam Alcott with some more heat. Laid this down real quick. All right.
I'm still trying to prove myself to you, I must confess. I figured out what made you love me less. I think my lack of accolades had made you unimpressed. Put under stress when half my days when nothing's up to sullen mess. Oh, you want the best, I get it, cause we all do. But nonetheless admit it, it's impossible. If my value ain't demonstrable, then is it there? I've been aware for some time, you're standing for me, is it fair? I got a box of love letters collecting dust upon my bedside. Forgotten forever's expecting us to have the best life. I guess I could never let go what you said. I feel like I'm out of my element, now that it's evident when we get had died. No, I just wanna make you proud of me. It's so sad that you brought out of me. It's only concern when I'm slowly emerging up in the prominence of like a holy conversion. I'll be a holy new person, and then a holy conversion that you can say congratulations. Say you worried about me and you really glad I made it. That I wasn't BSing and that I spared exaggeration when elaborating on dreams, passions, and fascinations. Yeah, because I failed you, I can't fail at this. It's all I can think about when I reminisce. Cause I failed you, I can't fail at this. Guess that's just what my life premises. You've been so gone,
okay,
for like so long. Still I hold on, cause I know not what to do. Cause I don't know who I am without you. Better figure out a way to sort it out soon. What I'm known for,
yeah.
Since my old world is like no more. Since it's through, every single time I think about you. Worry what you think about me, always got something to prove. I'm still trying to prove myself to you, I must confess. I'm convinced I figured out what made you love me less. I think my lack of accolades had made you unimpressed. Put under stress when half my days when nothing's left to sell and mess. Obsessing over who gets deemed the best. And if it ain't me, then I must be lazy. You're just crazy thinking I see success. I need to rest, I know but won't. The cousin of sleep is death. And as far as I'm concerned, I haven't got any achievements yet. I must be tripping for not talking to myself different. When just a couple months ago my favorite rapper took a listen to my work and said my verse exerted pure skill. They gave a public cosign, and so why is it I hurt still? I second place in the contest and a devastator my mindset. Even though I was better than the other 1,000 and my mother proud. I'm good enough for myself, will I ever be? If I can be the greatest that this world has ever seen. So hard, for like so long.
Yo, Sam, what's dope about you is you're really coming into your own in terms of packaging this stuff, and not just because you initially is like you would just do these long raps and the hooks weren't really there yet, but now you got these hooks and you're like leaning into the melodic side, and it doesn't sound forced and it doesn't sound like it's unnatural. Like it just sounds like you're just evolving, man. So it's really,
that's what I've been working on. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, there was somebody I just did an interview with, and it was called, is a book they told me about called The Talent Code, and it was basically it's talking about how like talent and skills, there's a different circuitry in our brain that happens when we develop certain skills, and he was paralleling that to singing, because I was like, I don't really sing like that, and he was like, man, based on this premise of this book, where they looked at the psychology of the circuitry of the brain, your brain can like adapt certain skills and just go into autopilot, similar to like if you've ever driven for a while and then you like zone out and you just keep driving, right? Yeah. Everything is driving, but your brain kind of shuts off. So he was saying like it's the same thing with talent and skills and stuff. I'll try to find the name of the book. So I say all that to say, as you do it more, you will get better. You know what I'm saying? And just keep doing it more.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Sam.
What's up?
Hey, what's your rap name, bro?
Alcott. ALCOTT.
Yeah, that was hard, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that was very hard, actually. I was talking while it was playing, but I was on mute. So, but it's very good though, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Foggy Raw Bay, live in the flesh.
There you got the bomb sound effects now.
What's up, man? Thanks for pulling up, bro. You never know who's gonna show up to one of these Fan Love Fridays. We got Foggy Raw Bay. He very particular with his interviews and his situations, but he was FaceTiming me before I went live, and I was like, man, you should just call in, bro, and see what's good, because we be having these beautiful conversations.
Yeah, and I'm already starting off on a good foot, bro.
Yeah, man. Can you turn your camera back on though?
Yeah, I'm having so many technical difficulties, bro.
It's all good. How you doing, man? What's up?
Hold on, my bad. Let me just put you on speaker, bro. Hold on.
Okay.
You're giving me so many problems. I'm here. All right, here.
What's up, man?
What's up? I'm cooling, bro. Just finishing up this project that I've been saying I've been doing for 2 years.
New music on the way, Foggy Raw Bay.
Yeah.
Hey, I figured it'd be cool.
Yeah,
you hear. Sometimes you call me just to see how I'm doing. Sometimes you call me to like tell me something important. So I figured I'd just have you come in. Also, there's a gang of folks here who are fans of yours. And I think, if anybody got a question for Foggy, throw your hand up in the little joint. Y'all can ask him a question. This ain't gonna stay up on the internet, Foggy. We take these down, FYI, so you don't gotta feel like this is like a, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta curate too much. You could just have fun, be yourself. The live streams come down. If anybody got a question for Foggy, do feel free to throw your hand up. But yeah, man, when's the record coming out?
All right. So it's either gonna come out in November.
Okay.
Or it's gonna come out in January. Yeah, but the single's coming out in like a few weeks though. Yeah, we already split that one on. Yep. Oh, yep.
That's what's up, man.
So it's looking good. Looking good, bro.
I got a question for you.
Yo, that Alcott dude is fire though, bro.
Alcott been fire. You know, he got like he out the gate got like the cosign from Lecrae and got like the futuristic cosign. This man coming out, he just coming out the gate with all guns blazing, man. Yeah, Alcott. There's a lot of really talented folks in this community. Yeah, there's a lot of folks.
Yeah, because every time you show me somebody, they be fired, bro.
Yeah, man, it's really cool, and it's came a long way because it used to not be like this. When we started, it wasn't as much good music, so it's pretty incredible. Somebody asked Foggy, how do you develop such a unique style and flow?
Definitely. But when when you first start, you definitely gonna be you're gonna be, how do I say, like influenced by so many other artists that you like, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 2-3 main ones that you really like. And then, you know, first then you just start like letting go of, oh, let me do this like them, and just let me do it how I would do it. And then you start doing more things how you would do it with a mix of how other people, like all these other influences, and then you make one big pot of you. So I feel like I'm a pot of like mad different stuff that I grew up to, but then it's one thing now. Yeah, and the
people don't know this about Foggy. Like, first of all, Foggy can like really rap, like in real life. Like, he can freestyle amazingly. And people also don't know that Lil Wayne is one of your favorite rappers. So you definitely got some like rapper in you. But I think what's brilliant about it is you just package it in so much swag and so much drip. I'm gonna go to the homie Izzy. Got a quick question for you. Let's go to Izzy. Izzy,
okay. Bro. I listen to some of your stuff, man. Where are you from? I forget where you
He's from Maryland. He's from Maryland. Let's not ask questions you could Google, okay?
So I'm from Maryland. Like, I'm from Maryland. You know, my parents, like, I was born in Maryland. I went to Ghana when I was like 1. I lived there till I was like 5, and then I just been from Maryland ever since. So that's where I'm from.
Yeah, it was my fault. It was Ghana. I remember because I'm from Nigeria, so I remember you said an African country that your parents was from or something. That's cool.
Word up.
So man. where you live right now?
So I live in Houston right now. I came to the United States when I was in like 05. You know, we won the visa lottery and stuff, and we moved to Houston. So yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of Niger people live out Houston, bro.
Yeah, bro. We heavy out here, man. For sure.
Yeah, I know, bro.
All right. Anybody else got any questions? Because I got a question for Foggy that's a little dicier. But anybody got any questions before I get into my questions? Anybody else?
Dicey.
Yeah, it's a little dicey.
I got a little question.
Who's that? Who's this? Who's
Damien.
Damien, you got to turn your camera on, Chief. Don't be trying to play me on a Zoom call, man. If you on a Zoom, turn your camera on and have good Wi-Fi. What is you doing with your life? All right, you on, Damien. Go ahead.
I got a little dicey question, too. So how do you feel when, like, I seen a tweet, right? There's like, oh, they added you, too. They're like, I don't feel comfortable you saying the N-word in, like, a Christian song, da-da-da-da-da. And, like, how do you respond to that when like, I think you said in like 1K Few song or something like that on his album. So like, how do you feel? How do you feel when people come at you and like, what is your response like to your answer when you say the N-word in a song?
So with that stuff, I feel like I used to be real, tight about it, but I feel like obviously, we're all Christians for the most part.
Right.
So I'm going to have my way that I think about Christianity. And then you're going to have your way that you think about Christianity. But it's not like, okay, very rarely are we going to be on Twitter conversing and you're going to change the way I think about Christianity. And very rarely am I going to change the way you think. So I'm not going to be like, oh, well, let me just make you understand. Or if I don't understand, I'm not going to be like, well, let me just understand. I'm just going to leave it alone. I get how you feel. Hopefully you get how I feel. And it's no hate. It's just whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good. That's a good answer.
It.
Okay, I feel like that's like the deeper issue of like liberty and like that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? What different liberties people have and all that. And I think that's going to be different person to person. Anybody else got a question before I ask my question? Because I got a dicey question. But anybody else got a question?
Bro, I'm trying to figure out what you gonna ask, bro.
All right, cool. I'll ask the question. All right, so Foggy Raw, it was brought to my attention in our stream yesterday, or I don't know. It's all a blur at this point. And the issue of guys, specifically Tommy Royale, Ecclesia.
Tommy Royale, that's the one who do the Spanish music, right?
Yeah, the reggaeton artist, reggaeton rapper, right? So Tommy Royale, Kid Triz, Ecclesia, brothers wearing pink, painting their fingernails, that kind of thing. And then there was a picture of you that came up that was somebody sent me in a DM. And I don't know if you saw the video. I dropped a video about it, just really saying like, yo, what are we talking about? Like, y'all upset that Cass is wearing pink, and people saying this is effeminate and this is not effeminate. And I think it's.
Wait, they were saying I was feminine?
They were saying that men wearing pink or painting their fingernails or posing a certain way in a photo.
Oh, come on, bro.
Lighting. They were saying that like from a fashion standpoint wasn't reflective of like masculinity,
God's glory.
Yeah, and somebody sent me a picture of you, and it was an older post. It wasn't even like a new post, but it was you with like I think a pink do-rag and some pink kicks. I thought it was fire personally. But yeah, I was just kind of curious, like as you being like a fashion dude,
yeah, how
do you reconcile that? I'm trying to find the post of you that they sent me real quick. Yeah, this this post. I don't know if you can see that.
I can't see though. I can't see anything. I don't want to touch my.
Can y'all see that? Yeah. So, right. So you got the pink on. So like, I guess I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with dudes that want to wear pink and be fly and dress cool and whatever. But I was curious, just kind of like your take on all this stuff, because I think it's a silly, mute conversation in my opinion. When I was in high school, you couldn't wear pink, and then Cameron made pink super cool. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, then you couldn't wear skinny jeans, and then skinny jeans became super cool. And now it's like you can't dye your hair a certain color because it looks whack and it looks effeminate. And now, and then somebody comes around and it becomes cool. And so I think fashion is always changing and evolving. But you as a fashion guy, like, where do you think the line should be drawn? You got to unmute yourself.
All right, my bad. So, I think, so I don't know if this is like historically accurate, but you know how they have in the old Jesus movies how it's like he was always wearing that long shirt that was almost like a skirt too at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I feel like, dang, like if I wear that, people are gonna say, "Oh, that's feminine, that's gay. Like, you can't wear that." So
okay.
It's like obviously fashion is always changing, and I truly, bro. Obviously, me, am I gonna wear a skirt? No. Am I gonna paint my nails? No. But I feel like 2020, bro, you can't. It's no rules, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can't make any type of characterization about how somebody dressed, bro. It's just how they dress, just how they express themselves. Like, right. I don't agree, but it's just how they do it.
Right.
Because wasn't back in the day people wearing kilts, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's still men that wear kilts. What are they? Scottish, Irish dudes that wear kilts. I think it's Scottish. I don't know.
Even the Roman soldiers was probably wearing like little skirts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't. It's just everybody. You can dress how you want to dress as long as you're not like being immodest as far as like on some like trying to seduce girls. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I made the point. I said, look. Y'all are talking like Tommy Royale had on like some Daisy Dukes and like his shirt, his chest out, right? Like I was like, y'all like, but here's the thing. So like he didn't, right? It's not like he and some Daisy Dukes with no clothes on, right? But if we was all to go to the beach and somebody had their shirt off and had shorts that came a little above their knee, I wouldn't really think twice about it, because I think what it's about is like the context of it matters. You know what I mean? Short shorts at the beach that I wouldn't wear that in a photo shoot and put it on Instagram. But if me and you at the beach, somebody snap a photo of us together, we throw it on Instagram. The context, we're at the beach. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And there's some dudes that like will go to the beach and put a t-shirt on and then go in the water with a t-shirt. Like,
and shoes.
So I think it's hilarious. What advice you got for folks that are in this community? They're just starting out. They're figuring out ways to develop an attention for their music. You've done a good job of that. You've done some big brand deals with Foot Locker and placements across that spectrum, and you overall just do well from a streaming standpoint, consistently streaming well. What just advice would you have for the indie artist getting into this in 2020? You kind of got into it. You kind of got into it a little earlier. You got into it through the SoundCloud. Learning how to finesse SoundCloud. It's a different game now. What advice would you have for some of these brothers in here?
I would, definitely my main advice is whatever Ruslan say, just listen to it. Like, he really knows what he's talking about. Always listen. He be telling me stuff, I'll be like, bro, that's not, and then he be right. So definitely, that's number one. Just listen to him, bro. Then two, I say, right now, I feel like it's very important to be, like, I feel like it's a bad time to try to be like a mainstream sound that is not very specific or people can't attribute to you. So like let's say you're going to do something that sounds like just regular stuff that's in the mainstream that everybody can make. I feel like I personally feel like, you know what, people would rather just listen to the popular version of what you're doing. So it's very important to let me put my spin on it so people could say, oh, nah, if I want this music, I can only get it from this person. Then, you know what I'm saying? You make something unique, and then obviously all the strategies y'all heard Ruslan talk about as far as like Spotify and the pre-save campaigns. Like, I feel like that's the key. Just making something that's unique, that people can attribute to you, and then following all the steps as far as like putting it out there, and then you should be good. But you got to put time into your craft, though. That's another main thing too, though.
I feel like people don't talk about that enough. You spent I heard you showed me a lot of your old stuff, like stuff when you was in college. You spent a good amount, the better part of a decade really working privately, not putting anything out, right? Maybe from when you showed me some of those first demos to when you kind of got popping on SoundCloud, that was like, what, 2016-ish, 2017-ish?
Yeah.
That was a good, 8 years, 9 years that you were just in private working on stuff. Talk about the significance of like mining away in the mountains where no one's hearing anything, and you just polishing your craft.
Yeah. So like I always tell, like, because my little cousin, he want to rap, and then he always trying to like, it's like a get rich quick thing. He's like, bro, how can I be lit if I just, and I'm just like, bro, like, I'm not gonna help you do anything with rap, because when I was practicing all them hours and years of rap, it didn't matter to me if I was ever going to be famous or if I was ever going to get money. It's just like, no, I love to rap so much. I just keep working on it until I got good. So I feel like the hours of craft just has to come from a place where you're just doing it because you really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It can't be for money. It can't be for clout, because it's not enough of a driving thing. You know what I'm saying? It just got to be some deep passion, and then you keep working because it's fun. You listen to beats, you writing, you let your friends hear it, you judging the reactions. Oh, they messing with that. Okay, no, over again. And then eventually you put 10,000 hours in, you're going to become a master at your craft if you really do it. So
yeah, and I think what you just said in terms of putting in the hours in behind the scenes, right? Packaged with creating something that is scarce in the marketplace, right?
Yes.
Can't nobody do what Foggy Raw do but Foggy. So if people want what you have, they got to go to you. You not the spin off of somebody, right? You're not doing the waviest sound. You're not doing the newest thing. From the beats that you pick to just the way you attack the records to the way your song structure. Like it's so for you that I think people miss the value of scarcity, right? Like if anybody can pick up a pair of Yeezys whenever they felt like picking up a pair of Yeezys wouldn't be as hot. How can we as artists take that same exact mentality and package it to our art? Any tips you have on that, like to kind of discover your own voice? Was it just trial and error for you? Because you write in a different way. Like you be like, yo, I'm gonna go on a jog, you know what I'm saying? And you come back with a 16. Like your process is just mad different. You know what I mean? Like how would you encourage folks to find that inside of their own craft? Because that's very difficult to do.
Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna apply to everyone, but I'm pretty sure most artists, they really hate their voice. You know what I'm saying? Like they hate the way they sound when they listen to themselves. And I feel like when you're at that point, at like that young phase when you hate your voice, you try to do so many things to make you not be who you are. So it's coming to the realization that, yo, my voice is never going to be different. It's going to be this voice or I die. You know what I'm saying? So just live with your voice. Be like, all right, this is the voice I have. Nobody else got this voice. Let me use this voice. Let me own this voice.
Come on.
And then I really say, you know, the whole still like an artist thing. So like, there's parts of my rapping that's going to be influenced by Lil Wayne. Then there's parts that's going to be influenced by Pimp C. Then MF Doom. And then this person. Then when it all boil into one, it's only Foggy Raw. And I'm sure we all have those artists that we always listen to. So just like, not biting, but just like, yo, I like the way he does that. I like the way he does it. Let me just make it one thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how I was literally doing it with my own voice. Then it made my own thing. Yeah.
That's so cool because you said Lil Wayne, MF Doom,
Lil Wayne,
and who else was the other?
MF Doom, Pimp C.
Pimp C. So those are like your top kind of 3 people that would you say influence your style.
Yeah.
And if you listen, if we listen to Kendrick, if you really study Kendrick, you know, arguably one of the best rappers, Kendrick is a combination of Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and Andre 3000.
Andre 3000, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. So, and I think a lot of people misinterpret when the still like an artist thing wasn't just copy one person and do it better than they do it. That's the wrong premise. It's still like an artist is pull from different successful artists and create an influence tree that is only unique to you. And then eventually you can't really hear the Lil Wayne and Kendrick, or you can't really hear the Andre 3000 and Kendrick today unless you really listen. I didn't even know you liked MF Doom like that. Like I'm kind of impressed that you was that deep in the underground to be up on MF Doom, right? So that's news to me, and I've known you for the better part of the decade, right? So I think that's an interesting point that you just, that's a good gem. And by the way, guys, those of y'all that ain't up on Foggy Raw's music, listen, nobody gets to north of 10, 15,000, millions of streams and views independently without doing something very right, even if it's not your cup of tea. So you may be like, oh, that's not my cup of tea, I don't like that style, but you should still pay attention to what he's done and at least acknowledge that, like, yo, this is what he's done is very special because he's done it alone. Literally, it's like him and him.
Yeah, literally. And my girlfriend, she helps too. But
and Mo, shout out to Mo.
Yeah, shout out to Mo.
Shout out to Mo. Yo, anybody got any questions for Foggy before we move on? And if there's anything you want to plug too, feel free, Foggy. But if anybody got any questions, you can throw your hand up. I can see everybody's screen. Is Foggy gonna stay for a while? I don't know what Foggy's gonna do. I just thought it'd be cool.
I'll stay for a little bit.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to just to work him in the stream because he was hitting me. I was like, yo, you know, why not?
Yeah, I'll stay for a little bit.
Mad
You
Villain.
want to play more music?
Yeah, of course. Mad Villain Foggy Raw collab. That would be crazy if you did a joint.
I would like that.
That would be crazy,
like
man.
that.
Gosh, MF Doom. I never knew you up on MF Doom, bro. That's such a
Oh, I'm like, I can recite like almost all his lyrics, bro.
Wow. Never would have knew that,
Yeah.
bro. Never in my life. All right. Well, yo, thank you for calling in, bro. We gonna Foggy gonna hang. Feel free to chime in, bro, and provide feedback, man.
Sorry.
I'm very grateful you're here. Oh, okay, we got the homie Ty. This is a different vibe, guys. We made a little EP, R&B style. The streaming numbers were very low for us. I'm curious to see if
He's got a lot of dead weight on a fruit and a delicate frame, screaming to turn the page. And he says, you know it's never too late. It's too late, we're too late. And we all say, all I want is to know I meant something to somebody else. Where did all of the time go? Coming so fast and fading slow. Moment to yourself, I've got room to grow. He's got a lot of dead weight as a father turning dark and gray. He puts a pen to the paper to trace the words of a man with a ring away. And we all say, all I want is to know I mean something to somebody else. Where did all of the time go? Coming so fast and fading slow. Moment to yourself, I've got room to grow.
Bro, this is really dope, man. I like this vibe.
Yeah.
Just the stuff you submitted last time was dope. I really like this vibe. I don't know. I feel like this style with maybe a little bit of guitar, in my opinion, is the wave. Like, I don't know, man. I really mess with this. Like, I really like it because I feel like it can kind of hit everybody. It got the pop vocals. You got these silky pop harmonies. And then, like, you got the urban bounce, the R&B bounce. And I think if you just would have added some type of guitar climax, I don't know if there is one towards the end of the record.
It's a little bit of one, yeah.
Where hold on. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. What you think, Foggy?
Yeah, I thought that jump was smooth. Like, I just thought, you know, it had a very, like, ethereal kind of vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought it was real smooth. Now, one thing I say is, I don't know if it's my AirPod, but I couldn't really make out everything that was being said in the song. But as far as, like, the melodies, the sound of it, I thought it was smooth.
Are you Ty? Are you trying to figure out if y'all should do more stuff like this, or y'all should stick to the kind of like the Blink 182 pop rock stuff you guys have been doing?
So yeah, so the whole premise was we kind of just accidentally made an EP that was a bunch of remixes of some like full band stuff, and it like completely happened accidentally. We like went into a studio after hours when Chris Brown was supposed to show up, and he didn't show up, and the engineer needed something.
This little name drop. So Chris Brown was supposed to be there, but he couldn't be there, so we took over the session.
That's literally what happened. We put 3 songs together in like 2 nights where Chris just didn't show up, and I knew a guy who worked in the studio, and we just tried to make something out of thin air that was more of an R&B vibe. And like, I love it. I love this vibe, what we put together. And when we dropped it, it did terrible. Yeah. I mean, it did no numbers in comparison to what we usually do. And the whole premise was like, hey man, maybe we can kind of put together these like different renditions of songs that are way more down the pop lane, R&B lane, because that's where I'm usually singing in anyway. And it might work for us in terms of just some more licensing things and placement things. It would just be a little bit more palatable than what we usually do. But I think because of the branding that we have and putting it under that name, it didn't land like at all.
Yeah, you know? And you got to you got to be careful, and I think Foggy is actually a great example of this. He's one of those dudes that's been very consistent and cohesive and primarily having a specific sound that he's crafted, and he stays in that sound. And I think there becomes a degree of like expectation. I know I'm going to get this from him, therefore I enjoy it. Where I think the mistake I made is I did too many things. I would do the boom bap thing, and then I would do a turn up, jump around record, and then I'll try to do a wavy beat, and I was just kind of all over the place, which my hardcore fans didn't mind, but I think in the come up, you want to really zero in on a niche sound, and then once you're on, you can diversify, right? So this is literally what's happening right now, and I don't know how much you're keeping up with Toby, Foggy, but Toby is literally now finally at a spot where he's diversifying, and there's more, he's doing more singing now stuff, right? But initially, Toby was in the same pocket, the same BPM, the same cadence, right? The same thing.
Literally.
And now he's switching it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to speak on that, Foggy? Just your intentionality with that?
Yeah, I think another good idea, and I just want to say that just because it didn't work out the first time you dropped it doesn't mean it's not a good idea. People may just not have been ready for it. But one thing you could do is like when you put out things, so you put out singles and you know your single is like, this is what people kind of know me for, expect me for. Then when you put out little projects and stuff, then you can kind of keep feeding them that stuff because you still want to do it. So keep feeding them to it. So it's like, okay, I came for this single, this type of music, I'm listening, but you gave me this, okay. I like the single, so I'll get us a chance, and you keep doing it, then before you know it, people will know you for that too, and then you can always switch it off, but you don't want to just always, for a single, super come left field, because, you can throw people off and stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, good stuff, Ty. Hopefully that was helpful. We're going to keep this thing moving. We got Sir Will with some small hiatus. Got a new single I'm working on featuring J. Crumb. Okay, this is a production. Dope.
If you think I will lie down, then you don't know me by now. You don't really know me, do you? Thought it was another lost soul. Came into the game like Sue. Through the blood I gain control.
Is that you or is that J. Crumb?
That's me.
Okay.
Getting back a hold of my life. Once you had me at the road, but now I'm positioned to cause a collision like Luther. I'm throwing them bows. Yeah, a gospel recipient taught me to conquer like Gideon, leaving you guessing. I'm taking my blessings and claiming it like I was Gilligan. And remember when I prayed for change, all in pain. A levy of heavy is ready than ever, cause today's the day. You think I will lie down, then you don't know me by now. If you think I will lie down, then you don't know me by now.
You never felt me in the midst of my trouble. You sit in your peace. This my allegiance.
Who's that? Is that J. Crumb on the second verse?
Yeah, it's J. Crumb.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna focus on your stuff. Okay, so there's parts of this that are really cool. This cadence you hit.
Thought it was another lost soul. Once you had me at the road, but now I'm positioned to cause a collision like Luther. I'm throwing them bows. Yeah, a gospel recipient taught me to conquer like Gideon.
That part right there, gospel recipient taught me to. That's hard.
Taught me to conquer like Gideon, leaving you guessing. I'm taking my blessings and claiming it like I was Gilligan. And remember when I prayed for change, all in pain. A levy of heavy is ready than ever, cause it is the.
So those fast parts I think are really cool. I think the singing stuff, I would encourage you to go primarily first focus on the melody and then write in the words. A lot of people just try to write the melody and the words together, and then what you do is, unless you're a great writer already, the melody suffers, right? So like the melody of this chorus,
I will lie down if you think
ba 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 ba. That's a very simple, not interesting melody. You know what I mean? But had you hummed that out and really took time to develop the melody, I think that would have hit harder. And then you go back in and you fill in the words. So that literally sounds like you just play the beat and hum out a bunch of melodies and then paste together the most interesting one that falls within your range. You know what I mean? So your tone sounds cool on this. It just sounds like you were doing a bit too much at the same time. It was like, I'm going to try to write, sing, and rap really well. Well, you kind of got to space it out a bit. You know what I mean? Unless you're coming from where Bartholomew Jones is, which is, boom, he's put in 10,000 hours. He's an amazing singer, amazing rapper. He's been in choirs his whole life, right? He's been doing stuff. That becomes different. So I think as you're just getting off the ground, you're slowly becoming an artist, Sir Will. I think you got to slow down a little bit and really take time to nail the melodies. Let's get those melodies really dope. Then fill in the words. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I would do is, if I were you, I would literally go back to this session. Unless this is like already scheduled to come out, I would go back to this session, mute all the melodic parts, and just throw your headphones on, close your eyes, and just mumble out a ton of melodies. And then do another take of just melodies, different ideas. No words. I don't want to hear no words, right? Then go back, listen through, and say, okay, which of these melodies actually sound cool? Which of these cadences sound cool? And then fill in the words.
Yeah, I can do that. I can try that out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would just go a little further on it, a little deeper on it. I think you'll do. I think it'll serve you well. So, but all in all, you got a good tone. You got the faster rapping cadences are very dope. You know what I'm saying? Are very, very dope. All in all, I like it. I like it a lot. And spend like finesse that sample a little more. I've came across a splice sample. So I would try to filter it out or change the key or something of that sample, just because you don't want to get hit with content ID if somebody uses the same splice loop. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it, man.
Good stuff, brother. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Guys, I really got to pee. My man Conscious is in the house. Conscious and Truth have got to jam together. I'm going to play it.
Let's go. Yeah. I cannot live at the bottom, I know this. You're thinking that I'm a problem, I know this. To keep it real, I'ma give them a notice. I know this, I know this. I cannot live at the bottom, I know this. You're thinking that I'm a problem, I know this. To keep it real, I'ma give them a notice. I know this, I know this. I made it farther than most without a payment. I'm not the one to go boast about what I'm making. I'd rather secure the bag and boost my savings. Still underground like I'm rapping up in the basement. We made it out of the mud, but we some dirty folks. I found my place up in God, but I need plenty so. I'm saying I beat the odds, but still it's scary though. Sometimes I feel like a fraud in this scenario. I'm losing patience, I'm tired of the waiting. They told me I would never make it, it's time to make it. You try to fake it till you make it, that's God forsaken. Made in the image of God, that perfect illustration. I cannot live at the bottom, I know this. You're thinking that I'm a problem, I know this. To keep it real, I'ma give them a notice. I know this, I know this. I cannot live at the bottom, I know this. You're thinking that I'm a problem, I know this. To keep it real, I'ma give them a notice. I know this, I know this.
Had to learn, been back to the vomit, and then climb it and it burn. Sit and take a turn, took a turn for the worst, crash.
I'm not the one to go boast about what I'm making. I'd rather secure the bag and boost my savings. Still underground like I'm rapping up in the basement. We made it out of the mud, but we some dirty folks. I found my place up in God, but I need plenty so. I'm saying I beat the odds, but still it's scary though. Sometimes I feel like a fraud in this scenario. I'm losing patience, I'm tired of the waiting. They told me I would never make it, it's time to make it. You try to fake it till you make it, that's God forsaken. Made in the image of God, that perfect
it and it burn. Sit and take a turn, took a turn for the worst, crash and concern. I'm a 50 on the dash, I just lavish at the curb. Every minute ain't bird. Soon as I see it, I'm feeling the hurt. Sipping this tea and I'm leaning the word. Man, I'm believing that each one word. See, the kingdom in his year. Last shall be first. I don't need a thing because my daddy up at first. I'm leaning, T cleaning, little road seeking. I'm charged up in the spirit, so I'm boasting in my weakness. I'm accountable to brothers, so I'm growing in the season. Seeing so much evil, but I'm knowing who my people, yeah.
I cannot live at the bottom, I know this. It's thinking that I'm a problem, I know this. To keep it real, I'ma give them a notice. I know this, I know this. I cannot live at the bottom, I know this.
Truther, is that you on the hook?
Yeah.
My man Truther with the wavy vibes. I like it. Yo, I love the writing on the hook. I think the writing on the hook is really cool. I think the melody on the hook, that's one, I think your strongest hook that I've heard from you, Truther. Conscious, your verse is really, really dope. The mix is really, 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 really good. I love the concept to it. Top to bottom, Truther, I feel like some of the auto-tune wasn't the most flattering to your tone. And I don't know if it's because like it was a little high for your register, right? Conscious's voice is higher than yours, so like he can kind of hit those higher notes. Whereas some of the like you sound great on the hook. I couldn't tell you guys apart, but on your verse,
we made it out of the mud, but we some dirty folks. I found my place up in God, but I need plenty so.
So it's a combination of how hard it's hitting, and I also can tell that this is kind of straining and stretching your tone a little bit, right? So what I recommend people to do, man, is like find keys that you feel comfortable in, right? And a lot of it is going to be in the E minor, the G minor, like those keys. I feel like, Conscious, you remember the auto-tune setting? Y'all remember the auto-tune settings on this? I feel like this is a little higher.
For Trutha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it on the head, and Trutha, feel free to chime in on this. But, like, Trutha knew he was pushing his register, and I kind of just told him in the moment, since it was his record, that, you know, just go for it and really punch it to death and try and hit it.
What key was this in, though? Do you guys remember what key this was in?
Shoot, man, it might have been an F. I'm not sure.
F major?
I've mixed like 20 records this week.
Truth, do you remember where the auto tune was on your voice?
I think I originally had. I think it was D, maybe.
D, yeah.
D major. Yeah, D major is really high. Like D major is right next to C major. That's a really high key, right? So imagine if you would have gotten down to like turn the key of this down 4 decibels, not decibels, semitones. And it was closer to like instead of a D, you were down in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if you were 5 decibels down, you would have been in G. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
G major, which is like E minor, you would live really well there. You know what I'm saying? Like in that key.
Right.
So experiment when you guys get a beat, and especially if you're not like a trained singer, experiment with literally just go in and just start messing with the key of it. You know what I mean? Until you find a key where you sound and feel comfortable.
Right.
But yeah, I think it just felt like you were straining a little bit, and I think until you really develop as a singer, lean into the technology, lean into the transposing the beat, lean into the auto-tune settings. If you want to do this kind of stuff, do it. Keep doing it. Like if this is the wave you want to be on. But if you're going to do it, know that you're going to have to spend a ton of time actually practicing your singing and or potentially getting vocal lessons. You know what I mean? Which I think is a good idea. Like I'm just like I don't want to do this kind of stuff, so therefore I wouldn't. But if I were trying to make modern music, I would probably go get a vocal coach. And I've gotten a vocal coach before when I was like, oh, do I want to be a singer someday? It's just like the investment versus the return just didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I would literally have to like choose to cut out something to become a singer as good as Conscience, you know? And Conscience would probably not even feel like he's really a singer, right? You don't even feel like you're a singer. Like you feel like you're a rapper who can sing.
No, I'm at a real like slightly above 50 Cent level of singing, and even that's from like years of practice. I mean, I practice every day.
And would you say that's because you practice every day and you mastered the technology?
Yeah. I mean, strictly, it's from a lot of practice. Like if you just go back and listen to an album from a year ago from me to now, like from then to now, I've been practicing singing every single night since. So you can see like you can see an instant progression, but it did take like a lot of work, and I still have to do it.
What I would love from you, Conscience, is you put together some type of web series on the practicing you do every day, and what are you doing to train your voice. I think there'd be a lot of valuable stuff in that. And if we're talking about monetization, bro, that's an amazing thing to have at the bottom of your funnel, because there's people who are fans of yours that are trying to also learn how to sing, even if they're not trying to be rappers, they're trying to learn how to sing better. Like, I would pay for a course from you just to, if I can get to where you're at in a year, you know what I mean? Not that I want to do this style of music, but that, I think that would be extremely valuable. So I would love to know what's your regimen and what are you doing every day to stretch your voice like this?
Yeah, like my car vlog stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, or just like, yo, these are the 3 exercises I do every day. And then on these days I do this. And then this is how I learn to push my register out. I think that there's a ton of value in that.
Yeah, I just got a car dash cam, so I will definitely incorporate my process for autotune because I do all my practice in the car.
Dope, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, man. Like, for real. I think that would be a fire e-course that you could put together, Conscious.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. And the reason why I tell him that, guys, as well as Truther, is because when we're talking about getting music off the ground, what I'm thinking about, and maybe this is just my brain works weird, but I'm thinking like, how can I get Conscience from making a little bit of money to making a lot of bit of money in the shortest amount of time from music-related revenue streams, right? And so I know enough about music that music isn't going to be easily monetizable through Spotify and Apple, right? That's going to take time. Just like my YouTube, I've been doing YouTube consistently for over 2 years, and it's just now getting to a place where I'm having enough AdSense come in, right? I mean, that's a lot of investment if you got kids and a wife and bills and a mortgage. So what do we talk a lot about? We talk about what's at the bottom of your funnel. What can you sell at the bottom of your funnel that can monetize? And preferably, what can you sell that doesn't cost you a lot to make, right? Something that's nice and simple. So I'll eventually do some type of e-course. I'll do like a freemium version to get live streamers up. Because I'm thinking like, ooh, are there other people who have a message like Pastor Roy, who I think should have his own YouTube page, right? That I can impart the stuff I've learned with technology, create a free e-course, right? And give back. And then also it'll monetize by proxy. I think that Conscious could do that as well. And instead of having to do 1.5 million streams a month to provide, he could just sell 100 e-courses and it'll make the same amount of money. You guys see how, you know what I mean? And so it's like, you don't do it to like trick people and finesse people into buying your crappy e-course, right? You do it since you're actually trying to solve a problem that people have. I'm seeing in the landscape of a bunch of influencers who have an amazing ability to communicate. I want to see a ton of YouTube pages built up over the next year. So I'm going to do an e-course on that. Then I'm going to do an e-course on how to monetize merch. So I think Conscious is doing that. A great example of that is Bartholomew Jones with his Coffee Black, right? He's giving people a different product, a different monetization structure than just trying to monetize music. So if you monetize something else besides music, music becomes the soundtrack, not necessarily the product. If music is the soundtrack, you're going to approach that with more freedom than if you're like, oh, I got to make this be the product. So now I got to get on this playlist and I got to get this feature and I got to get this cosign. And it contaminates your desire to just make pure art, you know, in my opinion. I don't know. I would love to hear from anybody else. What do you think, Conscious, when I say all that? I know I just threw a whole lot at you.
So in the background, I haven't made announcements. I really don't like to unless stuff's solidified. But for the last 1.5 years now, I have been making a masterclass on.
You hear it first here, ladies and gentlemen. Conscious master course.
So, but one of the things I hadn't thought about was, you know, because like for instance, what you brought up about autotune. It clicks and it's like, yeah, obviously I should definitely do my process of sculpting my auto-tune. But I think outside of you telling me that, I would have been apprehensive on a topic like that because I'm not a trained singer. However, my niche in doing content like that would be for the people who can't sing, who are trying to get into singing and get at a certain level that fits in alignment with what I'm doing, which is like amateur, like, you know, so just those ideas for incorporating that, and then just like your passion to like tell me to just go lean heavier into like the edutainment and like the vlog lifestyle type stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, and this is, everyone's different, but like for me personally, I prefer a model like that anyway, because it just fits my lifestyle more comfortably to create content around the journey as opposed to like just the music, because so much goes into it behind the scenes. Yep. It's harder for me to create music specific content than lifestyle around the music content. So that sentiment is like resonating with me that maybe I should just go even more ham on the range of content I cover in that space.
And think about what is easier to monetize, right? Instead of having to touch 300,000 or 400,000 monthly listeners to get 1 million streams or 1.5 streams, you could touch a couple hundred people with a great service or a great product, like Bart does with Coffee Black, or like I'm doing with Patreon. Touch a couple hundred people and make better music than trying to touch a couple 100,000 people to barely scrape by monetizing just music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, let me bring in Rome. I see you got your hand up, Rome. Did you have a question about this or something else?
Oh, it was something else you said earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, can I quickly just chime in?
Yeah, go ahead, Truth.
Because with this song, I feel like exactly everything you're saying, this is what Conscious and I was kind of walking through with it. Like, we did a lot of different takes, like where you said the hook sounded really solid. That's after like 5 different iterations of going through punching the vocals and taking it up like 5% better each time, and just going through kind of like some of the tips Conscious gave. So everything you saying, I literally sent them a voice message earlier, and I was like, bro, like, you literally schooled me on this song, not talking about like the music side, but just actually how to get this to sound right and how to add the layers to make it. So like what we did for the hook, we really took the time to really build it and add layers, and he added layers, and it just, by the time it was finished, it sounded super full. But if you heard the original one, it probably would have just been like, just okay. So like, yeah, everything you're saying I think is dope. I think Conscious got a lot of value to add.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of y'all got a lot of value to add, like stuff that I would personally pay for. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying that as like cap or like to try and like cape y'all up and make y'all feel like y'all like, I'm legitimately like, yo, I want to learn, I'm trying to, or I want to have an artist that I can pass that on to. You or take Conscious's course, you learn how to do A, B, and C. So yeah, that's good. That's good, man. All right, Rome, I'm gonna come back to you in a minute. Let me hit a couple of more of these submissions. And then if you could just hang tight.
Thank you so much for your feedback, bro.
Yeah, man, you guys are fire, bro. All right, we got the homie Eddie. Let's check him out.
Why you got a bone to pick?
Okay.
You need to quit. Judging way too quick. Thinking that you fit. Why you got a bone to pick? We're looking at the splinter in my eye. While you gotta be wonder why.
That flip is crazy.
Tell the truth while you lie.
Okay.
This ain't your life, do not pry. You think that you run this world. That's the congregation. Focus more on situation. Caring more about the circumstances than the ones involved. I'm just out here trying to evolve into the one that God made me to bow. Everybody wanna be like who you call. I'm like, I don't know, cause I've been picking up the phone, I've been setting it down. Reconnected with God, trying to figure how I can make a couple stacks out of this dollar bill. Tell me how you feel. You need to quit. Judging way too quick. Thinking that you fit. Why you got a bone to pick? You need to quit. Judging way too quick. Thinking that you fit. Focus more on situation. Tell the truth while you lie. This ain't your life, do not pry. You think that you run this world. That's the congregation. Focus more on situation. Caring more about the circumstances than the ones involved. I'm just out here, made me wanna be like who you call. I'm like, I don't know, cause I've been picking up the phone, I've been setting it down. Figure how I can make a couple stacks out of this dollar bill.
Yo, this is cool, man. You really sold this to me from a delivery standpoint. Like, your delivery on this is really cool. Like, tonally, like the way your voice is hitting stuff tonally, I think is super dope. Did you shoot this yourself, or did you have somebody holding the camera for you?
My fiance.
Okay.
We bought the gimbal and then I edited it in Final Cut.
Okay, because it doesn't look like there's any gimbal shots here. It just looks like they're all handheld.
Yeah, man. Like it rained the day we were going to do it, and we didn't have any time to play around with it.
Okay.
So she was like not comfortable with moving with it. And so, yeah, we're learning as we go type of a thing.
So delivery wise, I like your tone on this. I think you're finding your voice. You sound super compelling. Some of the visual could have been better, and I think it's just really you guys kind of framing stuff. Like this is like just kind of weird framing. Like you're on the left side of the frame. There's a lot of space here, you know. So just learning how to, I think, frame stuff. Usually, in framing something, you create more epic looking shots when you're looking up at somebody. Whereas if she's kind of hovering over you, so it's just weird, subtly, it's just a weird energy. So if you want to do simple stuff, do up angled stuff. You know what I mean? It'll feel, you'll look more triumphant in the shots. These shots are just kind of, the shots could have been better. Like the symmetry is just weird, like the composition of the shots. I really like the beat. I don't know who did the production on it, but the beat is fire.
I made it. I did everything.
Gosh. Okay. The only thing I would say is delivery's great. Obviously, you guys are gonna get better at visuals. Create space between you and the background. So like I think this shot you could have been closer to the camera so that they just created some depth. You know, look for something to make, like if I would have shot this, I would have scooted you to the right, centered the frame, and try to get as much of the background behind you in the shot, so that whatever's over here probably would have looked more interesting than just like a wall without anything cool on it. You know what I mean? So that's what the gimbal's for, because the gimbal you can move around. From a writing standpoint, you definitely cut some corners from a writing standpoint. So a lot of kind of like filler lines that I think you could have said better. Specifically, this last line was like,
stacks out of this dollar bill. I can make a couple stacks out. Reconnected with God, trying to figure how I can make a couple stacks out of this dollar bill. Tell me how you feel.
like that's a straight filler bar. You know what I mean? Like you could have wrote that. You could have came with something way harder. That's one of those lines where like you were tired and you were just trying to finish the song up. Good idea, but like rewrite that bar. You know what I'm saying? Like spend a little extra time. Come back to it on a day when you're fresh. So your delivery is cool enough that, and the beat is dope enough that I have to really pay attention to like, oh, he's kind of cutting corners on some of the writing on this. But that's an easy fix. That's just lay this down, come back the next day when you feel better and you're refreshed, rewrite some of the parts. You know what I'm saying? KB actually had a video with Rapzilla where he talked extensively about how often he rewrites verses. So that's something that's like, we have to, as we're trying to put out the very best product, don't feel like you can't rewrite stuff. Like this is a good first draft. Come back to it and objectively ask yourself, are there corners that I cut here? Are there bars that are kind of lackluster that I can rewrite? And sometimes coming back on a second draft, on a third draft, on a fourth draft will do wonders to just kind of unplug from the record and come back to it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
thank you.
All in all, great job, man. I don't remember what your first couple submissions were like, but this is really like a level up for real, for real.
Hey, thank you.
So, all right, we got Pastor Roy Dockery. He's been in the chats adding a ton of value, and I don't remember what his music sounds like at all. I just know I know him in real life, and I like him, and I'm nervous, and I hope this is good. All right? Here we go.
I guess it's time for me to reintroduce myself. They thought I was sleeping. Let's go. Look. They keep the power in the pale hands of a few petty patriarchs that use politics as that new levy. But this Katrina of lyrics gonna expose deadly flaws in the design you created to keep these fools steady. Distracted, conspiracies constrict our actions. We argue, creating factions, they laughing and paper stacking. Depletion of precious sources, these oil barons deploying soldiers for fortune. While we ignoring the daily torture, oppressive police forces on video still exploiting. Charges get trumped up, we got charges against Trump. When the system is so corrupt that the president needs a pardon. Political jargon sounds like battle rappers with targets. Christians divided, morality in the middle. Mortality of our children, they dying lacking fulfillment. Connected by Wi-Fi, still lonely so they cry and hide. The pain inside behind filters and timelines, come on. It's only gonna take a minute. They tried to rock me to sleep. Look, our culture promotes consumption, comparison, confrontation. Measured by broken standards, these scales on our eyes waiting for blessings. To cure this blindness, I see no progress, just agendas in new containers. Label who got next, I test the spirit. The ethos of modern ages, obsession, affections accumulating, but still we feel disconnected. Distractions, our identity is still in fragments. We living for social media, lacking in content. I meant contentment, recognition don't make you visible. Capture emotions you wishing someone would listen to. I'm on the mission to bring some publicity. Freedom I found in Christ makes me a statue of liberty. Stand in the face of enemies with an angelic infantry. See, I fear no evil cause I know that God will strengthen me. Inside this black skin, trapped in a dark world, I use my story to aim at your hearts like an archer. Bang! I keep laughing, but it ain't funny. The church is divided like a hybrid with different energy. Spectrum between prosperity and American industry. So little symmetry, cause Christ of the Bible would see strangers who now identify as his disciples, devoid of his basic principles. Love our neighbor, too spiritual. They born again, now they racism is just subliminal. Evangelizing while claiming the color blindness, but illustrations of Jesus with no color, cause we blind, huh? We want a savior to match our reflection, because inside we take our destiny in our own directions, then blame the devil for our failures and beg God for correction, and give credit to karma or our third eye for successes. We are our own gods, chasing idolatry, created by the kingdoms we erect to fight the poverty, I mean the brokenness. Start feeding on this hopelessness. We skip the hocus pocus, but still end up with a potion of concoctions, concocting plans for survival. Instead of looking the causes, we crossing off sacrifices and adding to our indulgence. It will never satisfy, but the enemy is the father of lies. So take the pie, I mean that slice of sedition, used as a wedge to keep us separated from heaven and sliding to hell. Tell me to be quiet.
Yo, it's good. I was nervous. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be good. It's good. It's really good. I'm relieved. I'm relieved, Pastor Roy. All right. So top to bottom, I really like it. I think the beat sounds like the Corner type beat. Whoever produced it, I don't know if y'all remember Common's The Corner, but that drum break is identical. The way the bass line comes in is identical. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I definitely caught that right away. So there's that. I think the content is really, really, really good. Your cadences are really, really good. Your writing is really, really good. I think what I would do, like if I was working with you on this project or the song, I would have done a few things different. One, I would have been like, bro, you got to consolidate this. This is mad long. It's 2020. I'm like, if this came up in my shuffle on Spotify or Apple Music, I wouldn't have finished the song. I would have been like, next song. You know what I'm saying? Not because it was a bad song, just because I don't have the attention span to make it through a 4-minute song like this. You know what I mean? So I would have condensed it to a 3-minute song, just so that you can create replay value with the record, right? So I would say that. I would say the artwork. I think the artwork could have been better. Artwork's cool, but I think it could have been more interesting. This type font could have been better, in my opinion. It could have popped a bit more. And then you come from the era I come from, where I could tell you're one taking these vocals and or reading them, and you have such a strong delivery that you can kind of get away with it, but I feel like you would really benefit from breaking these up in chunks and doing them 4 bars at a time or 8 bars at a time or 1 bar here to really cut through. You'll get way more out of your voice and your performance and connect deeper emotionally if it wasn't like, this is a live show and I'm going to try to get through this verse as well as I can. Whereas, no, let me lean into the technology and really perform this record with everything I had, 4 bars at a time or 8 bars at a time. So those would be the only things I would have done different. All in all, it's fire. Like, all in all, it's really good. I just want you, as you're evolving, I want you to evolve with the technology and how we record different music. Music is recorded differently now is what I'm getting at. So I want you to also be conscious of that. So I'm assuming you either read or you one take these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I normally one take, right? So, you know, I used to pay for studio time, but
no excuse. I have owned my own studio for like 15 years, but I still do it.
Still do it. It's a bad habit. I'm telling you, try
And you
to
know
do
what?
it
And
in
then-
multiple takes. You'll instantly feel the difference of how well the performance feels.
And you say that like and the reason I know it's true, because if it's like, for instance, the song that I wrote about my wife, I couldn't do it in one take because there was so much emotion in the song. I couldn't go 8 bars without having to chop it up. But normally, I normally just like to rap and keep going. But that's good feedback. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah,
And
man.
Yes, I am a pastor, but I'm not trash. But you know,
Bro,
it's cool.
I wasn't sure.
I love you, bro.
I didn't
love
know.
you.
I hadn't heard any of your music. Like, I've hung out with you in person.
But you know
We've
what's
kicked
crazy?
it multiple times.
Most people that I know have it.
Yeah.
Right? Like most people that I know from in the industry have it because we met in a different circumstance.
Right.
But I appreciate the love.
I'm just happy it's good, man. I'm just happy it's good. I'll tell you what. Yo, I wanted to talk about something real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Hold on real quick.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
All right, so I was watching a video from a YouTuber named Hello Yasim. He's a really cool YouTuber I follow, and he did this video about Jay-Z and Pharrell putting out one of the worst songs of the year. I don't know if y'all saw the record. It's called Entrepreneur, okay, by Jay-Z and Pharrell. I'm gonna look it up, but I wanted to highlight this, and I did want to send him a shout out because I didn't listen to the record. Usually when Jay-Z and Pharrell put out a record together, everybody stops and listens, right? Everybody stops and listens. But with this record, I just never got around to hearing it. And I didn't really know why. And then Hello Yasin made a video talking about how like this is one of the worst records of the year. I wanted to highlight this because this is an example of how streaming has changed everything. What do I mean? I mean that in 2020, it doesn't matter if Jay-Z and Pharrell, two of the biggest icons of our space, do a record together. If the record's not good, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna chart. It's not gonna survive. And that's what happened with this record. I'm gonna play you guys a little bit of the record. Primarily, what saved this record is the visual, right? The visual of this is fire. I'll play a little bit of the visual real quick. But I don't know how many of you guys have heard this record. It's really bad. Like, this joint is pretty awful, right? Even like with Jay-Z and Pharrell, and it highlights different black entrepreneurs, which I think is a brilliant concept for the visual. But goodness gracious, this song is not great. And it goes to show that in 2020, it doesn't matter if you're Jay-Z and you're Pharrell. If you aren't delivering a great record, it's not going to go. Period. It doesn't matter. Somebody's going to move on to the next thing. So I want to use that. I want to use this as a point. And again, go listen to this record. Y'all tell me if y'all think I'm tripping. Jay-Z is one of my favorite rappers, if not my favorite rapper. Pharrell's one of the illest producers of the last 2 decades. And these two coming together on a record. And by the way, check this out. This joint got 8 million streams, and it's been out since... When did this come out? It's been out for a couple months. For Pharrell and Jay-Z record to only have 8 million views, that's like a massive L. Like, those aren't great numbers. It has 8,000 dislikes. So I say all that to show I dug the video. I thought the song was terrible. I thought the song was really bad. But what is the point I'm making? In 2020, it's not about the hype around the record. It's not about the collaboration and the clout around the record. It's not about how compelling the story is around the record. It's about the record. And you know what the analytics that drive these records is not how many people go and listen to it the first time. That's important. What drives the analytics around these records is, do people listen to it again? Do people skip it and not finish the record? So how long your record is? Does it have replay value? Do people skip it in the middle of the record because it's too long? All of these things make a difference. And this was really interesting to me that they had this big rollout for this Jay-Z Pharrell record. You know, if this record would have came out 20 years ago, this would have been all over radio. We wouldn't have heard the end of this daggone song. Everybody would have talked about it for months and months and months at a time. But in 2020, because of how these algorithms are set up, not even Jay-Z and Pharrell can finesse the system and the algorithms and the consumer anymore. Why does that matter? Because it puts the power back into the consumer's hand, and it puts the power back into the independent artist's hands that, hey, you may not have the initial launch of a song that they have, but if you got a good song and if it's replay value and you at least roll it out halfway decent, you can touch these algorithms. And if you partner with somebody that can help you get it in some vlogs, help you get some exposure to it, that's freaking awesome, man. So I wanted to get some of your guys' thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Who in the live stream has heard the record? Pastor Roy, have you heard the record? Who's that talking? Let me pin you up. Give me 1 sec.
I'm this is Noah.
What's
I was
up,
gonna
Noah?
say I pulled that song up and I was like, well, first I was gonna make a comparison. If Jay-Z dropped an album, that's completely different. But this single, I agree with you. Like I turned it on and I was just like, this is something I never wanted to hear.
It's bad,
right
bro.
now.
It's top to bottom, just bad. Like his verse is okay, but the whole record is awful.
Like they're great. They're great artists, classic artists, but I don't know if this was like kind of like a ploy to kind of go on to like the trendy like social kind of awareness type stuff like right now, but I think it just didn't work at all, and the song wasn't good at all. So like, it didn't work.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the interesting part. People, for Jay-Z and Pharrell specifically, remember their wins way more than they remember their losses. This is a massive L for them, in my opinion. So what does that mean? That means that if you, as an independent artist, can sustain yourself enough to keep getting a shot at bat with new music, new content, new visuals, keep getting a shot to put stuff out, eventually your wins will outweigh your losses. Eventually you can get something to touch the algorithms, even if 9 of them don't. And Jay-Z has had quite a few losses, but it just goes to show that even the two of the biggest pop icons can also just strike out, and that's crazy to think about, that Jay-Z and Pharrell can drop a bad song. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really wild. That's really wild to think about. I don't know if anybody else has heard this record in the Zoom call that wants to chime in, but
yeah, I heard the record. So I guess, like you said, I agree with everything that you're saying. My question to you though would be, do you feel like if the video came out first and then maybe like the streaming stuff later, you think that would have had an effect on it, or do you feel like it was just because it reminds me of kind of like This Is America with Childish Gambino,
which was an incredible record.
Right, I think it's a good record too, but I feel like the video kind of took it to the. If I had heard the song, just the song and not the video, I think I don't know if I would feel as strongly about it. But I think the video kind of boosted it.
I think the video boosted it, but I feel like This Is America is a hit record. Like it's top to bottom. It's a killer record. It's a killer. There's an amazing hook. This is like Pharrell, bad singing, bad mix, weird instrumentation, extra unnecessarily long, unnecessary repeats of the chorus. Like they just sounds like old head vibes, like top to bottom.
It hurts.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just old head vibes, like top to bottom. But again, the visual. Clearly, the visual didn't take it over the top. This is an incredible visual. Top to bottom, this visual is beautiful, and it still fell flat. Again, Jay-Z and Pharrell got less than 10 million views. I can't even find the release date of this, but this has been out for a couple weeks. This has been out over a month. For them to only get 10 million views is pretty alarming. Anybody else want to chime in before we move on?
I was gonna ask, do you think it has something to do with kind of like the hit or miss of Pharrell? Like Pharrell as a producer is arguably like great, but like he's for me, I think he's hit or miss vocal wise. Like even on Lemonade, the one with Rihanna, like I don't even know if like I'd consider his part that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you make a great point where it's hit or miss, but again, 15, 20 years ago, this would have been a hit record just because they would have shoved it down our throats through radio. and there would have been no analytics on a way to gauge if people really liked it, because it's Jay-Z and Pharrell, it's Jay-Z and Pharrell, it's Jay-Z and Pharrell, and we would have just suffered through this record being played over and over. Now with Spotify and Apple Music, they'll just be like, nah, bro, people are skipping this record. It's not good. We're taking it off the playlist, and you're done. You're done. Jay-Z and Pharrell are done. This record's not, like, you can't even find audio alone version of this on YouTube, which is crazy. But yeah, I think you're right. In 2020, anybody can get sliced and cut. Like, anybody can have a record flop if the record is not good, which to me, in my opinion, puts the power back into the artist's hands and puts the power back into the consumer hands.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to chime in?
I don't wanna overspeak or anything, but like I was gonna say also, like, do you think that just like the new generation of, like, I don't know, like my generation, like I'm 20, about to be 21, like nobody that just casually listens to music is excited or wants to listen to Jay-Z unless it's like 99 Problems, you know? So like
maybe, but did you listen to 444?
Oh, I love that.
Because it was a good record.
But I don't even think that album appeals to like a mainstream kind of like algorithm. You know what I mean?
I think what made that album dope was the nostalgia of the samples that No ID picked, which drove the replay value. And I think that it was scarce in that how content rich it was. So it was a very content rich record with very nostalgic samples, and that's why it worked. And I would assume it's why it still has a degree of replay value.
That album is still, to me, great.
Yeah, and young kids like it, and old heads like it, and I think top to bottom it's a dope. That's a dope record. I just think this wasn't it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as dope as the visual was, and the visual is really beautiful and it's really inspiring. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional watching the visual, especially the part of this lady right here who's a CEO of Tribe Midwifery, and her story and tying it in. I thought it was beautiful. But yeah, it's wild, man. So it just goes to show, man, listen, anybody could touch the algorithm and anybody can get slayed in the algorithm. Like, that's a fact.
I have one question though.
Yeah.
Do you think if Kanye was on that record, it would have been better?
Nah, bro, because Kanye has had records flop recently. Like, Kanye has had records flop. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you mean like I Love It with Lil Pump?
Yeah, like that was a flash in the pan record, and then it fell off the face of the earth. It fell off the face of the earth. Like it was we watched it for the. Well, I didn't really even listen to that song all the way through, but it was for the shock value and how weird it was. Yeah. But that record didn't maintain. You know what I mean? Like it's not a top 10 Kanye record.
Arguably, though, every high school, college party you go to, that song plays.
Touche.
So there's a bunch of different demographics that you can like attribute to like all these different things. Like it's a big looking at the big picture. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Let me know what y'all think.
Kingstream Entertainment, Ruslan.
All right, dope. Got squeezed in a little video for YouTube that's gonna drop tomorrow. Appreciate you chiming in, Noah. We gonna keep this thing moving. Is Tizzy Red in here? Tizzy Red. Oh, Neems, my bad, bro. I just saw your hand up. My fault. I don't think Tizzy Red is here. Did you want to chime in, Neems?
Yeah, I just pretty quick just wanted to say I'm probably the only one who likes that song, to be honest with you.
Ah, bro, that song's terrible, man. Now you got me questioning your taste
like
in
the
music.
visual make you want to like it though.
Like I can see why people dislike it. Like I don't know, maybe it's a guilty pleasure.
Who said the visual makes you want to like? The visual definitely makes you want to like it.
Like that's me wrong. Like I was watching the videos this whole time, and I feel like it's just so, like with the stories and not the lyrics, but like the text down there. Like I feel like it draws you into the story to where like the sounds of the song. It's not like incredibly pleasant, but you still like, dang, like there's.
It's powerful,
Imagine if it was a good song. Imagine if it was a good song.
No. I've never actually seen the video.
What I bring up Kanye for was like No Church in the Wild. That video and the song were absolutely incredible. And I think that's kind of where I draw the comparison to those.
Interesting.
And also, I had another quick question. Would you consider Wash Us in the Blood a flop? Because I know everybody initially loved it, but like it went away like after maybe 2 weeks. And I never really liked the song, to be honest with you. So that's why
I think it
figured
flopped,
just got
but I
tired of it.
love it.
I think it's decent, but people loved it at first, and then it's like, well, people really loved it. Travis Scott, Kanye, why is it not on the charts anymore? Why did we never really heard of it since?
The only reason I don't get to play it often is because I use Tidal, and they don't have it on Tidal because Kanye and whatever that's going on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Wash Us in the Blood was dope. I think Wash Us in the Blood was dope. I think that's a great point though on why it didn't stick around. You know what I'm saying?
You think people just got tired of it? Like it wasn't that great to where people wanted to play it for an extended period of time, like other Kanye records?
I think it also has to go with like the social kind of like view of Kanye right now, just with his conservative kind of craziness. Well, it's conservative / like perceived craziness, and people don't necessarily want to associate with him anymore. At least that's coming from Washington liberal state. So like nobody wants to associate with Kanye anymore, which is sad.
The thing, yeah, so here's what I think. I think that's a great point, Noah. The thing with Kanye is where does that record fit, right? He's not deep in the Christian music industry side of things.
No.
That's not going to go off in the club, right? Workout playlist?
I would go hard in the club to that.
Yeah.
But I feel like would that matter if the song was good enough? Because I mean, Jesus Walks went off.
True.
So I mean,
yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question.
A different time. That's a very
different
very
time.
different.
Yeah. Wash Us in the Blood doesn't have a place to really live, in my opinion. Like it's a weird intersection outside of a direct to consumer relationship. Wash Us in the Blood doesn't really have like where do you play it? You know what I'm saying?
I guess for me, I love Yeezus, so it had more of like the Jesus is King plus Yeezus sound that I love, and that's why I really really like it because it's very just energized and like actually makes me think and like feel something different, you know.
I listen to it in the gym, and I think it's a great gym record.
Yeah.
I think it was a really good gym record. Outside of that, I don't really know where that record fits. And a lot of the country, the gyms are shut down. So if you don't go to the gym, how do you replay that record? Would you replay that record sitting in your house? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't listen to Yeezus in my house. I listen to Yeezus on a drive, or I listen to Yeezus at the gym.
Yeah, I listen to it before work. My work shifts are like at 3 a.m., so that pumps me up for that.
There you go. There you go. Word up, man. That's it. Damn. Interesting conversation for sure.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
All right, guys. We got the homie I Am Rescued all the way from the motherland overseas. He looks tired because it's probably in the middle of the night over there. Here we go.
Wasted. Look at all of this time that I wasted. Maybe you understand when you taste it. What we running all the time, you could never hit rewind. Wasted. Look at all of this time that I wasted. Maybe you understand when you taste it. What we running all the time, you could never hit rewind. Sex, money, and drugs. Look at my sin, dear God, it weighs a ton. I don't wanna waste my time chasing the wind. I don't wanna waste my life playing with sin. But you say your son is a sacrifice. I pray for water that satisfies. All that I need is it at the night. Cause I couldn't temper my appetite. I couldn't find peace in euphoria. That I had a taste and it's glorious. It's who you turn on the clouds. The king of glory reign victorious. You pull me out from the deep end. You show me mercy when I'm in my weakest. I always knew what I needed. We only live for a season. Wasted. Look at all of this time that I wasted. Maybe you understand when you taste it. What we wanted all the time, you could never rewind. Wasted. Maybe you understand when you taste it.
Gosh, man, I Am Rescued. You just do not miss, bro. Like, is this you and your producer again? The same producer?
Yeah, it's me and Mofo.
Gosh, man. When is this stuff coming out? Your past couple records that you've played on here have been insane.
I don't know. We'll see.
Gosh, bro. This stuff is so good. I really feel like if you was in California, man, I would help this stuff go viral, bro. This stuff is so good. You just need the right visuals for it, man. You get the right visuals, put a little bit of money in advertising, and this stuff is gonna go crazy. Like for real.
Yeah, it's the next step. I'm busy planning behind the scenes.
Good. Yeah, man. It's really good, bro. It's really good, and it again, you're one of the few people that can be this I don't like using the word preachy, but like open and present in your faith, and there's just not an ounce of like corniness to it at all. Like it's just like the waviest, coolest stuff, but they're basically worship praise songs. You know what I mean? And it's like it's potentially the evolution, I think, of where Christian music, specifically praise and worship music, can go. Like, because you had Kirk that made it really cool after the 90s, and you had a couple people that kind of slid in there and made it cool, but there hasn't really been anything that's like elevated it, you know, and made it more modern and cooler. And I feel like that's what God could be doing with your music, bro, is like just leveling it up and taking it to a whole nother level that we haven't seen yet. Not necessarily in the size of platform, but just in the quality. Because like I could play this for anybody, Christian, not Christian, atheist, agnostic, and they're just gonna be like, "Wow, this is incredible." You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Ruslan. As always.
So when are we getting them? When are we getting it? When can I put this on my playlist? When can I listen to it? This year? This year?
I don't know. I'm still praying about it. I'm still I'm trying to figure out the right time to release it. To be fair, because I just put out an entire project now, and I want to give that at least a little bit of room to breathe before I just throw more stuff at people. So we'll just figure out the right way to put it out. But so far it's not complete. Like everything's not completely done, but once it's done, you will definitely know.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I Am Rescued. Gosh, I don't know what's. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on in that dude's brain and soul, but goodness gracious, this dude does not miss. He does not miss. All right, guys. We got the homie Jalen. Let me pin him up. Where did he go? Jalen was just here. Where's Jalen?
Yo, I'm still here. I'm just driving, so I can't hop on cam right now.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you when you're not driving.
Okay, appreciate you.
All right, I'm gonna go. Tizzy Red, can you turn your camera on, Tizzy Red? Tizzy Red.
This song might be cut.
Okay.
Clear my mind, I need a rage. You on my mind, why don't you stay? Peace on my side, don't go away. Never forget, you paved the way. Always believe the things that you say. Open your eyes, you know the way. Finally arrive. just to get it turned away. Fall into a trance, but you leave me there, treat me fair, deeply cared, feeling scared, really weird, learn it there, calm the flare, love is there, love to share, love is blind, and stare is kind, close my eyes, open mind, deaf my ears just to feel the sign, darkest night, we will learn to shine. I'm there for you, laws can separate, man, things couldn't hurt it, hey, felt the presence coming to the Lord, I never did pray, clear my mind, I need a rage, you want my
Tizzy, I like this beat. I like parts of it, but there's also parts of it where it sounds super rushed, specifically with the auto-tune part.
Treat me fair, deeply cared, feeling scared.
That
really
part, like rhythmatically, it sounds like you kind of rush through it. And I just wish you would slow down the auto-tune effect and take a little more time to track your vocals and nail the cleaning a little the singing a little cleaner, so that it wasn't so like the speed on it wasn't so fast. I feel like it's a lot of auto-tune and not a lot of like detail on the execution of it. It just sounds like a rough demo. It sounds like a demo you just kind of threw together and you're just trying to finish, instead of like, let me write a complete song, come back to it the next day, add re-record some of it, come back to it the next day, rewrite some of it. And I think a lot of times that's music is going to be closer to that process than just like, let me just pump something out in 2 hours, and this feels like one of those, like, let me just pump something out in 2 hours instead of like, let me compose a full record, which for you works sometimes, but the flip side of that is it could also be very hit or miss, so I want you to, like, these demos, come back to them, you know what I'm saying, come back to them. And I got the one record you sent me downloaded in my folders. I keep forgetting to come back to it, but I'm gonna go through and highlight it right now because I really like that joint. It's called Midnight Blues, right? The record from a few weeks ago, it's called Midnight Blues?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
I'll highlight it. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, it's cool. I just think don't be afraid to put in that extra couple hours on something like this. That second and third session.
This is one of my really low-end songs, and I was just, like, singing. Could you see a visual being done to it?
I think you got to spend at least another 2 or 3 sessions fixing it before you do a visual to it, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't. You have other songs that are stronger than this that I would focus on those before you do a visual to this.
I
You know what I mean?
Totally agree. I just decided this. Yeah, this was kind of a. I mean, it sounds like I'm probably gonna cut it, but I just wanted to kind of just see your views.
I wouldn't cut it though. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, don't cut it. I'm saying go back to it.
I got you.
Yeah, don't cut it. Come back to it.
I got
and finish
like
it.
a lot. I got so much songs. I'm just trying to pick the low ends for you just to, I don't know, kill.
I feel it.
slay what I need to do with them.
I feel it. Good stuff, man. Tizzy Red, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Let's see. I think there's some folks that popped back in that I skipped over earlier, so let me scroll back up. Lath. Is Lath in here? Lath. Where's Lath? Lath.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to pin you up, boss.
Perfect.
I most likely won't make it tonight due to travel. Oh, but you're here. There we go. All right, Lath LaRue, guys.
And I know we're short on time, but I live where the sun don't shine. Don't change, can't make things right. I'm fine.
Let's go tell kids to get degrees we know are almost pointless. Let's get their hopes up, then they graduate and they go homeless. Let's go buy clothes that we don't need to show that we're important. And then get drunk, they hit the road and then they start to floor it. I think I know why this road sucks, it's cause of what we worship. And please excuse my depravity while I check the Forbes list. Let's teach our girls to be the woman on that magazine, cause being skinny is the only way that we'll be free. Let's teach our guys that they can't suffer from a girl disease, and we can all just starve ourselves so we can fit these jeans. Cause we all want perfection, even if it means we hang from trees. You never hit the side, so I conclude that there's no hope for me. I think I know why this road sucks, it's cause of you and me. It's probably cause we always dabble in these stupid things. But let's just say I learned them from the people that were close to me. This world is looking up, yeah, well supposedly. Let's be quick to who we judge because their skin is different. Let's steal people from their land to help our country's vision. And then when they come ask for rights, let's take it and let's flip it. Let's blame the kids who are byproducts of a broken system. I'd rather scream out all lives matter than come understand them. I guess equality for us will never be a standard. And although progress has been made to fill the distant gap, and knees up on his neck made me understand that more needs to happen. I think I know why this world sucks, it's cause we're never free. I'm either chained by someone else or what's inside of me. I don't have answers, you can't fix this with apologies. So here I am, I thought I'd show you my depravity.
But I live where the sun don't shine. Don't change, can't make things right. I'm fine. And I know we're short on time.
Lath, this is fire, bro. Okay, I really like this. I love just your melancholy tone. I like the singing. I like how short it is. My only thing I would have done different on this is every time it flashes and flickers to that black, you know, how it like keeps flickering, I would have put different images of what you're talking about, right? So that they're these like little, you know what I'm saying? So like different images. So when you're talking about kids starving themselves, like, and all those images have like a cohesive filter, so they all look kind of the same. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I think that would recreate that would create replay value, because I would then go back and want to see what those little flashes are. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that's what I would have done different on this. Outside of that, bro, this is fire. Like the production, your tone, the visual, it's all really good. I think if you just would have add little stuff here and there, it would have been really cool.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'll actually add that.
Yeah, just create some kind of filter on all those images so they look cohesive. So you don't got like a random black and white image and then a super colorful image, and like try to filter them all out so they look kind of the same. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I'll fix. I'll add that. Thank you. Sorry, I just got in my lift.
You're good, bro. Good stuff, man. I love it, bro.
Thank you.
Lath LaRue, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, if you want your music reviewed, I see you, Tucker. Sign up for the $15 tier. All you got to do is scroll down, champ. That's it. All you got to do is scroll down. There's definitely open tiers left. If there aren't, let me know. But I'm pretty sure you're looking at the first couple. Those are all sold out because those were like the grandfather tiers. But if you just scroll down, you'll find a tier for $15. All right, let's keep it moving. Jalen, are you still driving, Jalen?
I am here. All
right, turn your camera on, Chief.
I think my camera is on.
Wait, I don't see you. Where you at? Oh, there you are. My bad.
Yes, sir.
Said you always sold it down for me, and you love me so much that your life you laid it down for me. Your spirit shines even when darkness is surrounding me. Told me seeking I find, drop out that pride, heaven is mine now. I see that regardless of what anybody say, your love it never fades away. That regardless of what anybody say, your love it never fades away. Now I spiritual religions against Christians in the title fight. I lost the world's title when I started getting scripture right. Since he died so I can live, I make sure that I live it right. But I promise I get it, you don't want restrictions. Living life, servant, certified, controversial purpose life. I made in his image so the negatives work with the light, dog. Who else you know ain't got no flaws? If you missing piece, the jig is up. My friend Jesus is God, yeah. Said you always sold it down for me, and you love me so much that your life you laid it down for me. Your spirit shines even when darkness is surrounding me. So me seeking I find, drop out that pride, heaven is mine now. I see that regardless of what anybody say, your love it never fades away. That regardless of what anybody say, your love it never fades away. Now I see. Always sold it down for me, and you love me so much that your life you laid it down for me. Your spirit shines even when darkness is surrounding me. So me seeking I find, drop out that pride, heaven is mine. Now I see that regardless of what anybody say.
This is interesting. Okay, so all in all, on a macro scale, I like it. I like your beat selection. I like your I like your beat selection. I like the vibe. I like you on it. Top to bottom, it's solid. Some things I'm not a big fan of. This visualizer, I don't really see the point of it. I hope you didn't pay any money for it, because it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I think you could have. Hopefully you didn't pay money for it. You don't got to tell me if you did, but it just wasn't that.
I didn't.
Okay, good. It just wasn't that cool. There's a weird guitar that comes in strictly out of the left side at about a minute. I don't know why it was so hard. Literally just an electric guitar going na 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 on the left hand side. Super weird. I wouldn't have made that choice. I think what I would work on if I were you is capturing emotion in your takes. You're singing good. You're doing everything okay. Like you're on beat. You're in key. But I don't know if it's because you're reading or it's because you're trying to one take it, but there still lacks that emotional connection to the music. So you're using the auto-tune well, you're hitting the notes well, the lyrics are cool. I just don't connect with you emotionally. And that may be because of how you're recording it, or it may just because you haven't developed enough of that like emotional connection for me to like believe you. Like, great example, and this is not to compare and contrast, but like I Am Rescue just shared a song very similar vibes, similar content, but I can listen to him and the way he just says his words, the way he spaces out the melodies, I literally get emotional listening to it. And I don't think that's by accident, and I don't think that's something that like he does intentionally or not intentionally. It's just he's mastered that side of the performance art. And so I think you're trying to like, I want to nail this and I want to do it good, versus like I want to emotionally connect and pour everything I have into this record. I want more of that. I want to hear like an emotional connection with the record, and you're pouring your entire soul into it, not like, oh, I just want to make sure I sound good and I hit all the notes. And that's kind of what this feels like. It doesn't really resonate with me emotionally like that. And I think that is either going to come with a different recording technique, or it's going to come with just repetition and making 100 more songs.
I think it's the recording technique on my end. I have like a really old school mic, and it picks up. I just need a better recording setup, you know. So it's like, in order for me to get a song to sound good, I kind of got to cut corners in a sense. So, that's probably what you're hearing.
Let me bring in Iron Rescue. Yo, what is it in your technique, Iron Rescue, to create such an emotional connection? Do you think it's just a byproduct of you having done this for so long, or do you think that there's some little tips or tricks you can provide for somebody in terms of what it is that creates that emotional connection in your music? You got to unmute yourself, I'm Rescued. Is he on the phone? He forgot about us, guys.
I did want to ask you a question if he is able to come back. I wanted to ask you a question, Ruslan.
Yep.
Your micing and your setup. I see that you use the Chaotica Eyeball. Yep. What actual mic are you using?
I am using a Neumann U87.
Neumann. Okay, got you.
Yeah. So I mean, my situation is a little different. My situation is, I got the dream setup, right? Like I spent a gang of time making music, and I got enough of a disposable I've had enough of a disposable income over the years where I got the Avalon 737, I got the Apogee Symphony, some of my setups. So that's the Apogee Symphony. I don't know. Well, you can't see, but those folks on YouTube. That's the Apogee Symphony, Avalon 737 preamp and compressor, and then I have a Neumann U87. So my vocal chain alone is, you know, retail like $6,000 or $5,000, right? So, but you don't need all that if you don't have the bread. You could figure out ways to work around it. It's just I knew this was the mic I wanted and like the vibe I wanted in my music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Got you.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. So hey guys, some of you guys are here, some of you guys are new. What we're doing is we're going through the order of what people submitted on Patreon in the order they submitted, who are in the chat, who are in the Zoom call, okay? So you don't have to stay here for the entire Zoom call. If you got to bounce, you can. I'm going down by order, one by one. So, and then at the end, if you're not in the Zoom call, then I'm going to do those. So like right now, we got LJ who's up next. I don't know if LJ's in the Zoom call or not.
Yeah, that's me.
Wait, LJ is Rome?
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, formerly Rome. I mean, formerly LJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just okay, cool. So there we go. Yeah, just try if you guys can try to make your Zoom name and your artist name the same. That'll help me out.
My problem is changing topics. I can't admit that I'm hurt. My conscience is hating often. I can't admit that I'm hurt. My problem, to be honest, I can't admit that I'm hurt. I can't admit that I'm hurt. I can't admit that I learned to love fresh cuts. Place them over reference. Infectious. It's melodies for my memories. Hum and forget the pressure. Repression stresses from childhood. Just my trauma undeveloped. Recesses on my brain coming into play. Granted in the moments and the words I never say. Ain't no telling if they take my tales to the teller. Banking on a trail of tears if I ever admit my failure, so I bury with regrets and unanswered questions. Carefully expressing just enough to leave you guessing. Every session is a shred of evidence detected. On the scene, searching through the records. Can't get arrested. No sleep, doesn't a conviction. Up late, I've been overthinking what they meant when he said this or she said that. Mental notes of ammunition that I fire back. Yeah, it just be London when I throw it on the track sheet, so I always have some offenses to defend me. Keep these testimonies for the way that I am. Plain the audio so witnesses understand this. They hearing from a hurt. My problem is changing topics. I can't admit that I'm hurt. My conscience is hating often. I can't admit that I'm hurt. My problem, to be honest, I can't admit that I'm hurt. I can't admit that I'm hurt. I can't admit that I'm take a minute. Wages with my time, saving nothing. I'm trapped within my mind, caught up in the grind, looking for a sign. On the line, trying to get the dealers out my fam hood so they live. Remember when we stayed on the cot with the strays on the block? Pray shots don't rain through the crib. I've been out there trying to get it for a minute, living with they fabricate. Others, that's a different song. I head sleep cold bodies. I won't give it out. Called out soon though. I don't listen. Wish I could chill and I could see.
Yo, this is dope. So I love the visual. I love how simple the visual is. I'm assuming you guys did that in house, or did you have like a video guy help you with this?
Yeah, I had a video guy, but I edited it.
There you go. So like these are the type of visualizers that I would create if I were you guys, right? And this works as a music video as well because it just looks good. So kudos to you for that. Your tone and your whole delivery is really fire in my opinion. I like how you start out.
My problem to be on conscious is hating on.
You start out in that lower tone, super dope. The hook is super dope. Even the way you like drip the auto-tune on there is really fire. The visual is dope. I like the teardrops and all that. My only critique would be when you go into the kind of, and this is not a comparison, but you go into kind of like the Meek Mill's tone with the yell tone.
Just my trauma to the teller. They gon' tell banking on a trail of tears if I
back up from the microphone a little bit. You're really kissing that mic, I could tell. And punch. It sounds like you're trying to one take that verse, and so your mouth isn't just as like you can hear some slurring. When you're, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to really hit those bars clean. Say the last word, go into the next word. Say the last word, go into the next word. I think you could have kept that energy and that like that hard tone, but just said the words a little cleaner, in my opinion. And that is literally just tweaking the way you record your vocals. That would really be my only critique on this, because the energy is great. Just some of the delivery is a tad bit sloppy in my opinion, but that's me really being nitpicky. All in all, it's solid. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a bit. Yeah.
Did you one take those yelly parts?
No, I had some punches actually.
Really?
So yeah, I had a punch. I only punched like twice in the first verse.
Okay.
But I had more punches in the second verse.
Let me listen to the second verse some more. Hold on.
my fam hood so they live. Remember when we stayed on the cot with the strays on the block? Pray shots don't rain through the crib. I've been out there trying to get it for a minute, living with they fabrications. Hop up on the stage playing pain for Caucasians. Reinvest my last break, bad bit of time.
Second verse sounds much cleaner. Second verse sounds way cleaner.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Your tone is amazing, bro. Like that, you're the no. Like not a lot of people can do the yell tone like that and sound cool the way all the way through and not make me tune out, because I'm just like, and whoever mixed this did a good job. I think I would just punch more. That's literally my only critique. Just punch more, back a little bit away from the microphone, maybe an inch or two, just so that because when you're yelling, the microphone may not be able to handle the amount of volume coming at it. You know what I'm saying? So just back up a little bit. Make sure you can still hear yourself on the headphones, and and do that. Punches are, if you're a rapper, you know what punches are. Basically, punches are when you say a part and then you say the next part and then you say the next part, so that you take multiple takes on a verse. And what it allows you to do is to really deliver the parts cleaner. And so, like he said, he did more punches on the second verse than the first verse, and the second verse just sounds a little more cleaner and polished, if that makes sense. So, dude, fire stuff, man. I really mess with it. Like you.
I appreciate that.
Where are you based out of?
Oh, so yeah, I'm in the Midwest in Indiana.
That's right. You said that earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, it's really good. Like, really good.
Yeah, it's coming out next week, so I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feedback in the community. Like,
yeah, let me know when this drops. I'll add it to the playlist. Just remind me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. We're going to keep this thing moving. We got Izzy.
Yo. It's easy.
Easy, excuse me. Not Izzy. Easy. Easy, you bad.
Yo. Follow my rhyme as I borrow your time, and I burrow a furrow in your sorrow-filled mind. It's a minefield, so be mindful, but don't let your mind fool you that your mind's full. Just sit and listen before you dismissing this miscellaneous rhyme that gives you what you're missing. Get off your high horse, you ain't arrived yet, so how come you dysentery, but you ain't crap and got dysentery? You a terrier who's on the interior, terrified of an anterior terrorist. Don't front, you ain't foolproof, you foolproof. That really, the smoothest guy is Tilly, as iconic as willy-nilly, chillin' and chilly, eating chili while it's chilly. You ain't the wittiest, grittiest, your boasting is tedious, as an STD is. You ain't the greatest, your duty's just to the greatest, your latest act, a sadist, I say this to save the sadist. You ain't the greatest, your duty's just to the greatest, your latest act, a sadist, I say this to save the sadist. Yo, why you get so disappointed when someone else is appointed as the point man? Listen, my point is you probably pissed when people prosper. Can't even say congratulations, can't give no adulation. You dripping with agitation. It's all your imagination. You crave the spotlight, telling everyone to get their weight up. Yet you never spot right, zooming through the stoplight. You claim it's your rite of passage, you're killing in every facet. Your future is high on acid.
Yo, this is dope, man. Your tone on this is fire. I like your energy. I think my critique would be one: get platinum notes or lander, something just to bring the volume up, because this joint is mad quiet. I use mixed in. Wait, what do I use? I use platinum notes and lander. Lander, I think there's like a $5 or $10 a month version. If you're mixing your stuff yourself, you could just easily bring the volume up, because there's a huge volume difference between your song and the previous song. So one, I think volume needs to come up on this, and you could literally just do that through like a platinum notes or something like that. I think with records like this where there's no hook, the beat either has to change, or there needs to be some type of motif that kind of repeats, or there should be a lot of changes in the beat, mutes, pauses, right? This is one of those records that like is dope, but sounds like more about you venting and you just doing a concept record for like an album, and less about like, let me put out a single with an amazing concept, a hook, something that's replayable. You know what I mean? And so I would say either add a hook or switch the beat up, or do some mutes to the beat, like so those bars can really cut through. Preferably all the above. Like if you want to use this format, preferably all the above. Beats should be changing. There should be a lot of mutes to let those. By mutes, I just mean like mutes on the beat, so that your vocals could cut through, and preferably some type of hook, something to kind of bring people around to the hook. Because again, is this about you venting, or is this about you connecting with an audience and trying to get the song to get replay value, right? Because if it's about you venting, then this is a hobby, and it's not necessarily a career path that you're trying to create replay value and kind of following in the confines of what music is in 2020. So you got to kind of examine that, like what is the attempt here? Because if it's just about you venting, you're really just rapping for yourself and other rappers, which other rappers would be like, oh, that's cool, but the consumer needs something packaged a little different. It needs a record a little shorter, it needs some hook, it needs some changes in the beat, it needs something to retain my attention. You know what I mean?
Got you, for sure.
Yeah, but those are minor tweaks. Macro level, big picture, all the variables and all the ingredients are there. It's like you made a solid dish, but you could tweak the seasoning of it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you cooked the meat properly and you made the potatoes fire and you got a fire salad, but yo, I just need you to season it a little better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because the seasoning is what makes me enjoy a steak, right? Whether it's $100 steak or a $5 steak from Denny's, it's gonna go into the little micro details of how well they seasoned it, did they let the meat sit overnight? You know what I mean? Like all those different things.
Yeah, for sure. I was actually thinking about that, like the hook. Yeah. So I went back and forth, but
yeah,
that's what I decided.
All in all, big picture, you're dope. You know what I'm saying? You're fire.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, brother. That's the homie Easy You Bad.
Easy You Bad. Yes, sir.
Ubad, my bad, brother. Easy Ubad. All right, we're going to get this thing moving. We got Big Gucci Dame. Pin you up. Big Gucci Dame. No real concept on this. Just wanted to know your thoughts. Also not sure if I can make it on time. Well, you made it on time, champ. And you got a question in with Foggy Raw earlier. All right, yo, you got to tell me these intros, man. Y'all playing with my emotions. All right, I should slash 30 seconds off. Tell me when there's long intros. There's a 25-second intro. Thankfully, I cut to the beginning of it. Please don't do that again.
Stuck about you, distant memories. I'm fighting a ghost, a human centipede. My heart is always aching, man, it'll never ease. When I think about you, you're my everything. Voices, choices, trials, and emotions. I stuck around, think you love the right person. Hit and run, going fast, bones broken. Poison to the heart, I'm now I'm feeling emotions. Who taught me how to love? Who taught me how to seek? I chose the wrong thing, now my eyes bleed. Begging for attention, crying up on IG. I guess I was the real one who had true peace. Stuck about you, distant memories. I'm fighting the ghost, a human centipede.
All right,
that's really.
So off top, you're either too close to the mic or there's no EQ on the vocal at all. Your voice sounds mad rumbly. Right? So then two, it sounds like you're reading again. It sounds like you're back to reading off your phone. You're not punching. You sound very bored in this, right? And there's a difference between sounding melancholy and reflective and sounding bored. This sounds boring to me. Like you don't sound convinced, in my opinion, of what you're saying. This part of the beat was an easy alley-oop that I think could have been a fire hook. I'll play for you again.
Who taught me how to seek? I chose the wrong thing, now my eyes bleed. Begging for attention, crying up on IG. I guess I was the real one who had true peace.
You read that, huh?
What the IG? No, because honestly, I was driving.
Did you read that or when you were recording it?
Did I read? No, because like this is how I do it. Like I like you said, I punch in, but then if I cannot like remember it, then I write it in like the ending part. So that part I don't remember if I did it or not.
This sounds like a demo. I would re-record this. Like I re-record this. But here's an easy layup at 58 seconds. Here's your hook. Hey, how you been doing? Hey. Hey, how you been doing? Time to listen. You see what I'm saying? Like that's an easy layup.
Okay.
Hey, how you been doing? I hope you really listen. You been on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an easy layup of a hook. Literally just play with that sample right there, because that's fire. Like that's really cool. Sometimes it's good to let the song write itself. So if there's something like that in the beat, lean into that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of mixed and mastered it, and I just kind of was trying to playing around with that, and so then I was just like, I was just driving, then I heard the beat, and then I just had the lyrics in my head, and then when I got home, I just try to make my voice not sad, but like kind of like I purposely kind of did that with my voice, so that's why it was like sounding kind of like that. Like that, kind of like, I can't explain it, like what you said earlier.
Yeah, I would re-record this if I were you. I would re-record this. I would back away from the microphone a little bit, and I would pour a little bit more emotion into it. Memorize it, and then go back and re-record it in a couple punches.
Okay.
So, and then try that hook idea, because I think that hook idea is fire.
Okay, thank you, boss. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. All right, we got the homie Bats. Where Bats at? Bats is Chillin', big chillin'. This is.
Hey, bro, this is a demo, man. Like,
okay. Modern stuff I'm not really comfortable with. All right, let's go. I'm comfortable that you're not comfortable. That's fire. Here we go.
Yeah, we blessed every day, yeah, I got us on our side and he don't play, y'all better listen what he say, yeah, his words is like a chopper, let it spray, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, we don't play, don't care what you say, we just making moves, get out the way, I'ma turn the page, I'ma show the crew, Jesus in the Holy Spirit, yeah, you can't handle two, if you thinking that it's sweet, I show the devil what he do, say you better than my God, yeah, that's cap, every move we make, put the team on the map, yeah, hold on, wait a minute, call the solid, been the best, I've been the game, from the start to finish, I don't want to win it, I gotta get it, I don't have no limits, yeah, I was really low, I was out of focus, every word of my mouth was bad like halitosis, had to switch it up because I realized that I'm chosen, now I see the evil when you know I'm gonna dispose, yeah, we moving smooth just like a factory, I murder every beat, I swear to God it's a tragedy, I'm just climbing to the top and now the devil is mad at me, ain't God don't really play, man, bow down to your majesty, yeah, we blessed every day, yeah, God is on our side and he don't play, y'all better listen what he say, yeah, his words is like a chopper, let it spray, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, yeah, we blessed every day, yeah, God is on our side and he don't play, y'all better listen what he say, yeah, his words is like a chopper, let it spray, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, he don't play, yeah, he don't play, yeah, he don't play.
Yo, that end is the coldest part of the hook to me, bro. When that joint,
yeah, I was thinking the same.
Flip, that's crazy. What did you record it like that, or did you record it in a regular part?
Oh no, yeah, I recorded a regular part. I just did some pitch shifting. I just made it like deeper.
That flip was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with it. I don't really know if I like it.
Here's the thing. You don't sound comfortable on the hook. It doesn't sound like you've done a lot of this, right? Which is not a bad thing because you've mastered your style, right? The more lo-fi boom bap stuff. So this is really like something you could work on, like have it tucked away as you're developing this. Stick to what you've already been doing, right? So that like the people that are already rocking with you can be accustomed to what you're already doing. The thing with this stuff is this is also a little different to mix. So like this sounded like you put a little bit too much de-esser on it, or something was weird with the vocal chain. But your rap is fire on this, you know what I'm saying? Like your rap is really fire. Like if I were you, I would re-record the regular version, take the auto-tune off your verse, and bring in that flip sooner. Like bring in that flip way sooner, just because that flip is really, really cool. And that way it sounds a bit more like regular bat stuff if you wanted to put this out. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't go from like your regular stuff to like really wavy stuff. But the cool thing is that like you're not that far off. Like it literally is just tweaking the mix and tweaking the auto-tune. You have the capacity to do it. It's just the question is, do you want to do it? You know what I'm saying? And can you master mixing like this? Because mixing like this is a little bit more cumbersome. Way different mixing. Whereas like the regular stuff you do doesn't really require a whole lot. You could just like kind of have a clean vocal and you're good.
Low key basic.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's cool though. That flip though, there's something with this flip, bro. So like I feel like that vibe is more congruent with the boom bap lo-fi stuff you've been putting out. Just the way that feels a little different. I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been like, cause I hear you say a lot, like you wish you stuck to your
Wish I would have stuck to the guns, man.
So I don't even feel like I should even do this at the same time. So I feel like I should just probably stick with that. Then later on, as I could probably sometimes, because I think it's fun.
Yep.
Like, it was fun making this, but yeah, I wasn't comfortable. Like, I didn't want to do this for Fun Love Friday.
I would stick to your guns and what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Do this stuff for fun. If you like it, do it. But be strategic in how and when you drop it. I think J. Cole is a good example of, like, when he went into his bag for the more modern stuff, it was very specific and it was very intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, once he kind of became J. Cole the legend, he would sparingly do this kind of stuff. And when he did it, it just made a lot of sense. So I would follow that model. I would follow, like, when did Kendrick go into his bag for, like, the more commercial stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was very intentional. But you've built a great degree of catalog, producing your own beats, making your own visuals, writing all your own stuff. And it's getting better and better. So, yeah, bro, you have to just be congruent into what you're into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I could pull this off as good as you did, one. And then two, I don't know if I like this more than the normal stuff you do. Just as a consumer. And then you have to ask yourself, like, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you riding around listening to this 90% of the time and 10%? Or are you riding around listening to what you like? And then this is just kind of like you experimenting. There's no wrong answer, by the way. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just a good lesson for me. But, like, because, you know, I was like, every time I hear somebody on Fan Love, I used to think, like, the auto-tune stuff was easy. It's like, oh, that's so easy. That's not easy. So,
hey, man, I tell everybody, man, respect the platform. We got to respect the platform of the auto-tune. You know what I mean? The old heads got to respect the platform of the format of the songs. You can't be dropping 4-minute songs anymore. You know, the kids trying to get popping got to respect the platform of TikTok. You can't be doing 1-minute videos. Like, everybody need to respect the platform, bro. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, I think you know how talented you are, bro. I think you're gonna be fine regardless of whatever you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was mad when Foggy. I was like, oh, the day I put some bullcrap on here, bro. Foggy on here.
Word up, man. Bro. Good stuff, bro.
Hey, take it easy.
Yeah, man. That's Bass, ladies and gentlemen. From the Ville, Way of Memphis, I think, currently. All right, we got the homie Noah. He been sitting here, hanging out, patient, contributing to the convo, dropping gems. Okay. Yeah.
I lost the feeling, can't touch the ceiling at all, I lost my killing, now that he's been rolled on, I like my sex hot and my beats bloody, I like my brain fried and my cup muddy, I like my head how my damn nose running, face no dark eyes, give me my money, put a price on my life like it ain't nothing, put a chip on my back like it ain't front, put a joker on the table cause it says something, roll the dice, bet the price I never lost nothing, yeah, my country's a casino, conjured then I Reno, I walked in with a Zeno, left with a toe tag and a 5-0, yeah, my country's a casino, counterfeit booze and yeah, oh, when I was escorted out, all I heard playing was Gambino, saying, is this America, is this America, is this America, I don't know, this is America, this is America, is this America, 'cause I don't know.
lost the feeling. I can't touch the ceiling at all.
Yo, this is freaking fire, bro. Okay, so no, I really mess with it. I love the vibe. I think it's really cool. I think what I'm ignorant of is like, what world does this live in? Like, what genre is this? When I hear this is on some like, they drop another Ocean's 11 movie. You know what I'm saying? Brad Pitt is walking through the airport. He got a bunch of money he just got from the casino. And then like the FBI is after him and he like switches seats with somebody and gets on some plane. Like that's where I envision for this. I don't know genre-wise what this is. Like, which is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Me either.
So I think if I'm you, I'm figuring out, one, how can you shoot some cool visuals to stuff like this, and then two, finding out some artists that are similar to this lane aesthetically, and then trying to build an audience with similar fans as them through Facebook and Instagram ads. That's how I would build this out if I were you.
Yeah, that's been a difficulty for me, just because I don't know where to start, because like a lot of the friends I have like in town and like my old town that I was living in out in Bellingham, like they all like enjoyed my music, but like it's just hard to, I don't know, like high school friends and college friends, like they're not necessarily like fans, they're just gonna be like, yo, that's dope as fuck.
Yeah,
but, like,
so let me ask you this. How many followers do you have like just on your IG right now?
I think like 650.
Okay, 650. So what I would do is I would literally throw up a 1-minute snippet of this and be like, guys, I'm trying to figure out what are some similar artists that make this kind of music. Are there any artists I need to check out that are kind of in this vibe? And just start by asking your 650 followers and let them engage, because that'll also actually help with that'll help with the post, because people will have something to comment, and then two, it'll help get the snippet of the song out. You know what I'm saying? So let them tell you, this reminds me of this artist. This reminds me of this artist. Find 5 or 6 artists that make this style of music, and then run that freaking 1-minute snippet ad to people who are interested in that music.
Okay. I'm gonna take that into consideration, because I've been experimenting with Tone Den and trying to figure out like I think that's the right name for it. Yeah,
Tone Den, absolutely. So you would run a Tone Den ad just like we talked about. Ideally, you would have 6 different creatives. So maybe 2 different songs split across 3 different parts of the song, the hook, the verse hook drop, right? So 2 different songs. But before you even do that, first you just test the market and say, what is this similar to? That'll help you gauge what artist you punch in on Tone Den.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Other than that, like just like the song itself, like do you have anything like?
No, I like it. I don't have anything. I don't have any specific feedback. I think it's dope. I think as you are writing these records, I want you to really focus on the melodies portion of the hook. Like the melody, like the vibe and the presentation is super fire. But if you if there's an area you can improve on your melodies of the chorus. Make those melodies memorable. And that's going to take you humming out the melodies before adding words to them. Humming out a bunch of different melody takes and saying, ooh, I really like the 8th one. And now I'm going to go back and write in the words. Instead of, I could tell how you wrote this. You were writing this, it was coming out organically. And then you were like, oh, I guess the chorus is, this is America. But that's not the strongest melody. Ba, 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 ba. But it's not a super clever melody. That's okay, because the rest of the song is so wavy. But if there's anything you could improve on, is like take a little more time on the chorus melodies.
Okay.
So all in all, bro, this stuff is fire though. It's different. It's unique. It has a lane. I know there's people out there that make stuff like this. So don't think that you're like this unicorn that only Noah makes this. No, there's someone out there that makes stuff like this. You got to go track down their fans and steal their fans. You know what I'm saying? And that's the rollout, you know? And at the same time, make a focus to improve your melodies on the chorus, because that's what's going to drive the replay value. If when I finish this song, do I remember anything that stays stuck in my head so much that I got to go listen to it again? That's what you want. You know those records we all listen to where you hit the record, you hear the record once, and you're like, oh, what is this? And it just stuck. I gotta go hear it again. That's what you want your records to feel like.
Right.
You know? And you have all that. You have everything you need, bro. You literally have everything you need to do that.
Yeah, also like I just dropped a like 2 or 3 song EP like along with this song like on streaming platforms. So, like it's available everywhere.
Dope.
If anybody
Noah,
go check that out.
Noah FAUX, guys. Check Noah out. It's fire. All right, man. This is a good stream, man. Everybody's coming with it. We had the homie Foggy Raw pull up. Where we at? Wesley Henderson. Is Wesley Henderson in here? Wesley. I don't know if Wesley is Wheeze or not. Okay. No Wesley. No MJX. No Face Rapper was here earlier, but his camera's off. No Face, you here, boss?
Yeah, I'm here. What's good?
All right, Wheeze, was that you, Wheeze? Okay, Wheeze. I'm gonna go to Wheeze and I'm gonna come right back to Wesley. Wesley, Wheeze, turn your camera on for me, boss.
My bad.
All right, here we go.
It's diaper.
Okay. Yeah.
Baby, you the winner. Let the on the Bible be a winner. Back and forth, tuck the senseless. On sense, know you sense.
Hold on, yo, hold on. Let's backtrack. Where's your verse, bruh? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. I'm first verse.
Okay.
I'm a sensei. Bashing on the drop, so with the king, baby. Ember roll the jab where you in, baby. Baby, better me about me. I can out jam a jam always probably where my hands are. Working on my woods and this my handsaw. I'm handsome. Prefer be the pumper of them chambers. Full chamber. 100 rounds with 100 rounds. Answer. The brass that's beneath this barely bubbling the veins. That means my fairy float the surface. I would say I oversee. Seed sitting soil, so I cultivate your seed. Elevate your essence, plug your weed sheet. Believe she. Tell me test my bond is why I want quarantine. Tell me that my junior haven't seen you. I'm feeling. Tell me make investments when I hold the quarter piece. Get a little life flowers, you made me receive it. Everything that I put in, you put that like cigarettes. Come and read what you saw, now we ain't finished yet. It's your beat, build an empire. Hope these corpus inspired. And they tap in like federal, like the bug got the wire. Let the on the Bible be winning. Back and forth, tuck war with senseless. Senses on sense, know you sense. Pretty simply, I'm a sense. Bashing on the drop, so with the king, baby. Ember roll the jab where you in, baby. Baby, better me about me. Let me out it.
Slow it down like I'm.
Yo, that joint was crazy, bro. Really well done. I love it, top to bottom. This is what you do. Hear me. Run some daggone Instagram ads. Get this in front of fans of Slum Village, Little Brother. That's the audience for this. This stuff is crazy. Don't play yourself. Don't drop this as a Lucy and move on to the next one. Promote this record. Take a little bit of time to promote this record.
I dropped this whole EP in April for my wife's birthday.
Dope.
And then I just went on to the next project. So it's kind of like
go back and promote this song. This is the best thing I've heard from you yet. Take time and promote this. Check out Andrew Southworth on YouTube and look at the way he promotes his music on YouTube. You can get some of these records to pop if you run the proper Instagram and Facebook ads. Don't sell yourself short.
Andrew Southworth?
Andrew Southworth. I'm subscribed to him. I think he's a part of the Patreon community. I don't remember. He does really good Facebook marketing stuff. Let me see if I can find something. I'll drop it to you. If you guys are independent artists and you're looking to get your music out there, you should absolutely be up on Andrew Southworth. I'm going to drop... he has so many good videos, man. And the cool part is he's closer than where I'm at as a newer artist. And so he's going to be a bit more... in
this video, I'm going to show you...
So here, I'm going to drop this in the chat, in the Zoom chat. So I want you to watch this video and do what he just did. Do that with this. Do that with this song.
All right.
Okay. Do not Because some of y'all get to a place where you're making fire music and you're just jumping from project to project and song to song without taking the time to actually market and promote your record. You know what I'm saying? You're the artistic equivalent of a serial entrepreneur. You start a new business before you get the first business off the ground. Don't be that guy, because this is a fire record. This whole thing is crazy. Spend a little more time, get this dialed in. I just dropped a video in the Zoom group chat. I want you to watch that video and try some of this stuff.
Okay, 100.
Yeah, man, it's fire, bro. It's really good. Like, really, this is the vibe I'm into, and there's a huge demand for this stuff out here because there's not a lot of people doing it. So,
100.
Yeah, good job. All right, we got the homie No Face rapper.
If I'm spinning bread, then it needs to be black on. I don't wear no jewelry, but if I did, it'd be black stones. Got me a black queen, I die for my black son. I'm staring at they melanin, it shine like black gold. If I'm spinning bread, then it needs to be black on. I don't wear no jewelry, but if I did, it'd be black stones. Got me a black queen, I die for my black son. I'm staring at they melanin, it shine like black gold. I ain't rapping just to be rapping. I rap how I feel in the moment and how I saw it happen. I follow God, I don't follow laws of attraction. They protesting in my city and I ain't far from the action. Who watches the watchmen? Cops is running wild. Why do they gun us down? It's all about money now. It's really just paid up the country wild. Kinda like slave. It's hard to be patriot. War, that uniform. I was in Afghanistan with that hammer in my hand. Man, so damaged in the sand. Just to be black, you need a gun and kiss. If I'm spinning bread, then it needs to be black on. I don't wear no jewelry, but if I did, it'd be black stones. Got me a black queen, I die for my black son. I'm staring at they melanin, it shine like black gold. If I'm spinning bread, then it needs to be black on. I don't wear no jewelry, but if I did, it'd be black stones. Got me a black queen, I die for my black son. I'm staring at they melanin, it shine like black gold. They took us from Africa, changed our names. Perverted the Bible in Jesus' name. So many years of oppression, how are we sane? It's never gone away, the method just slightly changed. Why should I have to explain 400 years of oppression?
Yo, who mixed this for you?
It's this dude from my area. If I give you his name, I don't know if you would.
He's a producer, huh?
I think he does make beats a little bit, but I think he's more. I think he's more on the engineer side. Is what he told me. I know he does dabble in it though.
I'm not the biggest fan of the mix on this. This is a record to me that should be driven by your content and you. And the way he mixed this is like I'm getting lost in like the like all these like flickery sounds, and it becomes tough to like really pay attention to like how dope you are on this record, the content, the bars. If I mix this, that little like that little, I don't know what that is, like a flute or something. Like that sound would be way tucked. Like that sound would be tucked. The vocal would be nice and present and big. There would be a bunch of pauses and beat mutes on the record. All those bars will be cutting through way harder. And he just kind of, it sounds like the guy who made the beat mixed this to highlight the beat and not to highlight you as the artist on this. You know what I'm saying? And so then it weakens the emotional connection from what you're really saying, because you're really going in and you're really saying some stuff, but it's like packaged weird. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not a fan of this mix, and I think it just creates too many things to focus on. You know what I'm saying? It's like in design. Like, I don't know if y'all ever heard of a focal point in design. So when I show you a logo of something, right? Like this is Yerba Mate, like your eye should go to one thing. I shouldn't look at 5 different things. So when I hear that, it's like there's just like a lot of frequencies all over the place. So I would do a simpler, cleaner mix of this, in my opinion, and a lot of beat mutes. And I literally mean like when those bars cut, the beat should cut out, like a lot, like all the time. You know what I mean? Use negative space a lot. And then are you reading this or are you punching it?
Nah, I took your advice last time, so I did a lot more punching. A
lot more punching. Okay, dope. How well do you hear yourself in the headphones? Is your vocals nice and present in your headphones, or do you feel like you're kind of tucked?
You talking about when I record?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't really. On my setup, for some reason, it's like it's really low and kind of hard to hear myself.
Okay, I could tell. So one of the things I want you to do is I want you, the very first thing you do before you go to record anything, drop that beat in and just turn the beat way down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Turn that beat way down. Push your headphones way up so you could really hear yourself. Because then you'll catch all those little nuances of your voice parts. You can maybe like accentuate a voice crack. You know what I'm saying? Like sound a bit more emotional when you talk about your Black Queen. You know what I'm saying? Like all those little details will create a deeper emotional connection. I could tell there was something weird with like the way it was gain stage, and that the easiest thing to do is just drop the beat in and literally take that fader and just pull it down until you can really feel yourself in your headphones.
Got you. Okay.
But all in all, bro, this is fire. It's literally just little minor tweaks that I would make in the recording process and in the mixing process. Top to bottom, I really like this. The beat is really fresh. The hook, the concept, the bars. It's all really good. I just think you just got to tweak the packaging a little bit.
Got you. Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, man. No Face Rapper, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys. This is an incredible stream. I tell you what, y'all is not playing tonight. All right, we got the homie Wayne. Yo, Wayne's backdrop is so fire. I couldn't tell if that was a photo or not. That joint is so colorful and let me pull him up. I couldn't tell if that was like you know how people have their little pictures on Zoom. His joint is super clean, bro. All right, here's another beat I produced. I made the kicks punchy on this one per your advice. Let's go. There we go. Yeah, them kicks that's it right there, bro. Yo, good kicks can make just about anything sound way better. Yeah, this is it, bro. Bro, this is dope. Top to bottom, your kicks are nice and punchy. It has like a world feel to it, so it has enough modern elements to make me want to like bob to it, but it's unique enough with the world sounds. It has like it's unique, its own sound, and then the pitch down, pitch up stuff you did. This is fire, bro. You freaking killed this. I really, really, really like it. I think you need to go make 25 more just like it, and get these out there, bro. I really like it though. This is like, yeah, this is hard. What DAW do you produce in again?
I produce in Logic.
Okay, yeah, this is dope.
Yep. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, good stuff. All right, brothers, we're gonna keep it moving. We got the homie. Who's next? We got is Bryce here? I don't think. Neither Bryce nor Bart is here, right? Unless somebody's government name is Bryce. Okay, so then we're going to move on to my man Adam. Super simple video we did for airplane mode. Let's go. Me and Adam are twinsies tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
In that airplane mode, cut off your signal. And baby, let's just live life while it's still simple. In that airplane mode, cut off your signal. And baby, let's just live life while it's still simple. I think I'm gonna get carpal tunnel, cause I'll be scrolling on a feed for hours. My ego devours the likes. A modern day ER, but missing the tail, cause I just ping comments and reply to emails. My 2020 vision turning tunnel. I used to see a bunch of happy people on the gram, but now I just see opportunities and funnels. Lord forgive me, man, I hate it, oh yeah, cause if I'm living for a like and nothing more, Maybe I should die, should've loved me more. In that airplane mode, cut off your signal. And baby, let's just live life wild. It's still simple. In that airplane mode, cut off your signal. And baby, let's just live life wild. It's still simple. I think I'm about to run away, but not from a 9 to 5. Rather me, myself, and my iPhone, cause I've known my identity to whatever social media I'm on. Socially constructing a wall, terrified to be me, cause y'all believe perfection is the end all. That's a volatile mix, a combination that can make somebody go off like politics. I'm sick of treating my iPhone like a crucifix, basing my life on whether it exists. Instead, I'ma cut it off for a second, man. In that airplane mode, cut off your signal. And baby, let's just live life wild. It's still simple. In that airplane mode, cut off your signal. And baby, let's just live life wild. It's still simple.
Bro, this is really dope, man. I like this video. I think from just a couple tips on the video, I think the parts where you aren't performing sound super cool. Like the parts where it just feels like you're kind of talking to me and reflecting. Like this shot is really cool, and I would have done a closer shot of like your face and like maybe your shoulders up with like a low bokeh or a low f-stop, excuse me, to create that bokeh of the background. And then I wish you would have pulled up somewhere. That would have been a super cool closing shot. You drive somewhere. You drive to the airport, and you get somewhere. So, other than that would be my only feedback. Yo, this man's recording. All right, well, my man's yo, Adam is a G, bro. My man's is in the middle of recording while we're doing the Zoom call. Word up. All right, PZ616, is he in here? Is PZ in here? I don't think PZ's in here. PZ, you in here, champ? Throw your hand up if you in here. If not, it's all good. All right, Valiant Productions is in here, though. I'm going to pin you up in a sec.
Yo.
Yeah, there's two Valiant Productions in here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait, PZ is in here. Let me go back to PZ, guys. Why is there two Valiant Productions in here? You go on two different devices? All right, I'm going to go to PZ. I'm going to come back to you right after Valiant.
Your back and you got me. To keep it real, we must enough about it. We keep it true, we don't do nothing pleasure. Don't do nothing pleasure. You kept us up on the down low. I can tell all the different you around. You held it down and it was you and me. You held it down.
Yeah, don't do nothing plastic. I was born to keep it real and just how I'm packaged. Yeah. We straight out the traffic. We got trees, we got drive behind the wheel, it's 90s. Yeah.
We went around this, never doubting, child smiling. Oh, we on 1,000, we got the sun in, we about to pop. Oh, here we go, back against the wall, now we back all on the road. Oh, here we go, all against the odds, by the
Yo, the vibe on this is dope. I like your beat. I like you. This just sounds like a completely unfinished mix. Like it was just kind of thrown together. So with music like this, it's not like it's like a 16-bar verse or like a boom bap lo-fi record. So with a record like this, the mix is makes the record. You know what I mean? So if it's not mixed, it's almost unbearable to listen to it. You sound very, very up on the mic. So from a recording technique standpoint, I'd encourage you to be at least 4 to 6 inches away from the mic, just so it doesn't pick up that rumbly. And then if you're gonna be this close to the mic, you really got to spend time throwing at least a basic EQ on it to cut out some of those mids. It's cool. It's hard for me to imagine it because it just sounds so unfinished. You know what I mean? I think y'all got to finish the mixing on this joint.
But yeah, it's extremely rough. It was just did the other day.
Do y'all record with some degree of EQ effects in your headphones and auto-tuning your headphones while you're recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would try and like at least throw that on as like a vocal chain, so you can so basically you're recording it with effects, a little bit of EQ, you're auto-tuning your headphones, you print it dry to come back to it and really like finish it up, right? But then in the meantime, you could bounce out a rough version with a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression, a little bit of de-esser on it. So that would be my advice. And I don't know how much is pre-made in your vocal chain, you know what I'm saying? But the vocal chain means a lot when you're recording.
I think I still got too much reverb on it.
It's a lot of reverb. It's a lot of reverb. It's a lot of low end. It's a lot of low end muddy reverb, which makes the low end more accentuated. So my big idea for y'all is like figure out a system where y'all could always record the same records the same way and pump them out faster, so that there's not like there shouldn't really be a rough mix like this. Like this should be like, even the rough mix that comes out should be a little more polished. You know what I'm saying? I got you. If y'all get a clean vocal chain and you get your right mic placement, easy peasy. You know what I mean? So what DAW are you guys in? What DAW are you using?
Still Logic.
Okay. I would see if there's some tutorials on some like vocal chains for Logic, like with the stock EQ, stock de-esser, and literally create one that you could just always reopen for your vocal when you track.
Okay.
Yeah. Or have it on an aux, you know what I'm saying? Have it on a Logic aux and then just throw it on. And then when you go to do the final mix, then you really tweak it. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you record faster that way too.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Good stuff though, bro. You got a cool vibe and you got a great ear for beats. I don't know who's producing this stuff for you, but big picture, it's solid. But like the details need to be worked out, fleshed out.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Bet.
PZ,
thank you.
616, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to Valiant Productions. I'm going to pin you up, boss. I think he got a music video.
Yo, can you hear me?
A little bit. You're a little quiet, but I think we make it work.
Yeah, just take everybody's word for everything everybody's saying. I'm gonna check them facts. People know they be lying. No cap. Woo! Yeah, moving in the spirit, got the enemy in check. The world say I'm condemned. Wait, hold up, I'ma check. The Bible say that Jesus paid it like he wrote the check. But don't take my word for it, homie, go and check. Moving in the spirit, got the enemy in check. The world say I'm condemned. Wait, hold up, I'ma check. The Bible say that Jesus paid it like he wrote the check. But don't take my word for it, homie, go and check. All I take is username and password to log in social media, and then you got a platform. And everybody on a mission for attention, so we get in position to put the image and see a vision. It's like a new religion, how we up in people business. Filter on like we never had a blemish. Comparing, got us wishing that we ain't who we is, and we was who we isn't. Holla if you feel me. And this is what I heard, this is what I know. There's many times that I scroll for what I don't know, but then I find a quote that seems to be speaking to my soul. Then I double tap, like maybe do a repost. But when I really look close, does it tell the truth and the whole truth? Can I find a proof in the word of truth as a guidepost? Gotta watch who I allow to influence how we're moving, cause white is the path to catastrophe and ruin. I've got too much to win to get caught up steady losing. So respect what I'm saying, I ain't playing, I'ma have to go and check what you're saying. Woo! Yeah, moving in the spirit, got the enemy in check. The world say I'm condemned. Wait, hold up, I'ma check. The Bible say that Jesus paid it like he wrote the check. But don't take my word for it, homie, go and check. Moving in the spirit.
Yo, this is really dope, bro. I love the cadences. I love the flow. I love the beat. I don't know who produced this for you. Big picture, really good. A couple things I would encourage you or whoever's mixing this to do. Automation. Vocal volume automation. When the beat breaks down, the vocal should be automated down by a decibel or two. When the beat is full, bring the vocal back up. What happens is if you don't automate it, the vocal sounds mad big, and then because it's getting compressed up. So the level is going to look like it's the same place, but when the beat breaks down and you do the master compression, the vocal sounds too hot. I'll give you some specific instances where the vocal is too loud. The intro,
They just take everybody's word.
that's way too loud. That vocal's way too loud. The hook,
Yeah, moving in the spirit.
that like you just come in on top of the beat. And then when you kind of get more into the record, it sounds better. And then that's the B part of the hook. Let me see if I can find it.
Catastrophe, he lose it. Oh. Yeah, moving in the spirit. Got the enemy in check.
Yeah, it just all sounds a little too crunchy and a little too hot. So I think automation and a combination of like some de-esser or some dynamics processing to the mixing.
Jesus paid it like you wrote the check, but don't take my. Moving in the spirit, got the enemy in check.
That whole part needs to come down because it's everything is on top of that. So just spend. Are you mixing this? Who's mixing this for you?
Yeah, I'm mixing.
Okay, so just spend a little bit more time. I want you to dive in and learn automation on vocals, on your master bus vocals. Just vocal automation, you'll find it. Sometimes I literally will like automate it. Like, well, you can't see, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, but I literally will like turn a fader down and then bring a fader up, right? Literally do that. Other times I'll just take the vocal and I'll duplicate it. And I'll have the parts where the beat breaks down. I'll just literally put it on another track and have the vocal be a bit more quiet. Don't mix with your eyes. That's a big mistake a lot of us make. We mix with our eyes and we think because something looks at the same volume that it's felt and heard at the same volume. It's not. Louder vocals are going to feel, higher vocals are going to feel louder. Lower vocals are going to feel more quiet. So if you're mixing with your eyes and you're just watching the levels, it's all going to look similar. But if you close your eyes, you'll actually notice that when you go lower in your register, you got to push the vocal up a little bit. When you go higher, moving in the spirit, man, you got to turn that down because you're higher. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like little things. So really make it a point to mix with your ears and not with your eyes. I still do it to an extent because I'm just watching the levels. That's just not how audio works. It's weird how like our brain and our eyes perceive stuff different. But top to bottom, bro, this record is really, really fire. Like I would have spent maybe another couple hours just tweaking the mix a little bit. Or just bring in another set of ears. A lot of times it's just like, let me just get another set of ears in with me to help me kind of make these tweaks. And I think you're right there. But the overall, bro, the cadence, the flow, the in and out of the singing, the beat selection, the content, I really like it.
For sure, I appreciate that. And this is why I bring it into a larger bubble as far as, the people that surround me, because I actually featured another artist on this project. So it's good to kind of get out of, the realm of what's comfortable and what you already know and kind of get, into a, bigger pond, if you will. So I'll take all of this in consideration in the mixing and, looking at the levels and, not looking at the levels. Not looking at it, right? But for sure, man, much love, everybody. It's a lot of dopeness on here. I'm gonna have to log out because I've been hanging out for a minute.
You're good.
And I got the family and everything.
I feel it.
So, much respect to this community. I'm here to support, and I'll be here, in and out.
Appreciate you, brother.
The Zooms and whatnot, man. Much love.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Is Nick in here? Nick Verga? I don't think Nick is in here. We're going to move on to Johan.
Yeah, I'm here.
You here? Oh, there you are. Okay, I see you, Nick. Let me pin you up. By the way, guys, you do not have to stay for the whole thing. You can kind of time this out. So we're going to go to Nick. Give me a sec. I'm going to pin you up, boss. All right, there'll be a curse word or two. It's a little profanity. The song is myself, first verse, little brother on the hook. All right.
I like that. Yeah, like that. Have you ever done so much with someone and they say that they don't trust you? Those words were sharp, like they just cut you. So they walk out the room with 2 fingers up like 1, 2, chucking the deuce until it's fuck you. Either hater or forgiver, you can't undo. There's hidden agendas like what you up to. She called me evil, I thought I changed, but that was untrue. I'm still doing things but my lonely. Everything I do it for me. Same old story, all guts, no glory. Saying you
Yo, Nick, thank you for submitting this, man. So this is another one of those, like, you got to press into the details. The overall idea is solid, but the details is where it's really, you can make it or break it. And I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I used the illustration of going out to dinner for a fire steak, right? Like, I can go have the same steak for $10 or have the same piece of meat for $100. The difference is going to be the seasoning, how they cooked it, the attention to detail, the presentation of it, right? So it's the same steak. Literally, you can do, like, the same two restaurants could have the same piece of meat from the same butcher, but the $100 steak is going to be way more attention to detail. The seasoning is going to be more refined. It's going to be cooked just right. All those little things add up. And so this, from the top, y'all got the beat tag on it, which communicates to me that y'all probably didn't pay for the lease of the beat.
No, I paid. I did pay for it.
Okay,
But
so I would take
it's a long story.
Yeah.
But
So take the beat tag off if you can. 2, the auto tune sounds like it was an afterthought. It just sounds like y'all just kind of slapped auto tune on it without really using it as a tool in the creative process. The EQ on the vocals, the way the beat sits with the vocals, like, it's just kind of thrown together from a production standpoint. The artwork, like, I think the artwork could have been way better. So I would slow down and really dial in and get your seasoning right. Cook it correctly. Presentation is perfect. Top to bottom. And that's what's going to separate you as, like, a professional recording artist and someone that's just like, here's some steak that I just threw together, right? Steak is steak. You have the talent. You have the capacity to make cool stuff, but you got to really slow down and, like, zero in on the details.
Got you. All right. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Good stuff, though, man. Like, how old is this? So this is, okay, it's a year old. You know what I'm saying? So I think the next thing I would really just take a little bit more time and just really refine it. What DAW do you record in? What software do you guys record in?
Cubase.
Oof. Okay. I don't know a whole lot about Cubase. I'm sure you can find some YouTube tutorials on how to get the auto tune to play in your headphones and just basic stuff. EQ, compression, de-esser. If you just work on those 3 things, you'll get your mixes fast pretty good. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, Nick. Thank you for your submission, bro. We do the Zoom call on Sunday nights, too, if you want to pull up for that.
Okay.
Every Sunday night.
What's the time?
6 p.m. Cali time.
Gotcha.
6 p.m. Cali
Thanks.
time. Good stuff, man. All right, we got the homie Johan. Here we go.
North Pole to go. Yeah. Get you a cold. I'm an ice cold Klondike. I'm a melt in the limelight. Give me daps, tell me everything alright. Got the stage fright blocking up my windpipe. When I get to heaven, peep the drip, it be all white. Up where I belong, like a damn kite. Paparazzi tryna kill me with the cam light. Jackie cannot touch me where I am right. Chopping up the interview and sushi with the soundbite. Spend my whole life singing, dancing for people, but look at me now, yeah. I'm under surveillance and I can't breathe no more. Look at me now, yeah. Spend my whole life singing, dancing for people, but look at me now, yeah. Look at me now, yeah, yeah. Part of me hates the stage, part of me wants a raise. Up on a pedestal where the people can see my face. Feeling hypocrite while I'm singing Amazing Grace. Boy, I'm killing this situation in major ways. I cannot be replaced. That's why I'm so afraid.
Yo, this is really good. I like the updated mix version. I think you just sound really good rapping. I feel like right in the beginning, you guys could have contained the low end just a hair more right here.
Out in the limelight.
That part right there. I would have thrown like some type of dynamics processing around a 250, just so when you go lower, it just contains that little rumble a bit more. Because you don't want to completely lose the body of the vocal, but that would have been the only thing I would have done different on this, is just like contain that low end in your register just a bit, because you got a lower voice, you know what I'm saying, you're probably more of a baritone tenor. But But yeah, man, other than that, bro, this is fired. You rap. I want more of these raps right here. This vibe.
Wants a rave, up on a pedestal where the people can see
That's
my
fire.
face.
That's dope. More of that, please. You sound really cool right there, bro. Johan got no comment. All right. He just kept himself muted the whole time. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Let's see. We got it's Tucker in here. Tucker Denise.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what up, Tucker?
How's it going?
Appreciate your patience, champ. It's going fantastic.
No, thank you for doing this.
All right, can you give me feedback on my music video directing? The artist I work with in this room. Go.
Let me tell you something in a nutshell.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull this back. So you directed this video. Okay, and this is current. You're still muted, by the way.
Sorry.
Yeah, good.
I direct a bunch of his videos for him, and just want to start throwing some out and see if other people are interested in my style and things I can do.
I love it, man. All right, let me check this out.
Let me tell you something in a nutshell. You either work to deserve, pay to go play, or still to get mills. Nothing's free, I'm slept on. One of the best yet. I rap as if this is the only way to pay the rent. I went from a 99 to an 09, and I'm next up as a 19. I ain't saying that to flex, but what was that about a pipe dream? I got 2 jobs and still write raps that do slap. I got 2 minds, one bites back, and one says I'm gonna go do that. Like who that? Rufio, commit arson in studio. Me logo so it's stupido. Talk that smoke like ooh he dope. I'm ruthless. Like Easy in his 6'4", rapping like I'm 6'4". What you talking ish for? Serve you up a dish, bro. Don't mess with no fish flow. Feelings of good fortune like bigger half of the wishbone. In my element, lying in the Sahara. Lane is getting long, hit bricks and get taken care of. Remember the name, I don't refrain from repeating it. Rufio, sit down and keep on eating, man. At the dinner table, hungry and impatient. Fork and knife in hand, mouth watering, I'm just anxious. Discussions with my stomach, like sorry I've kept you waiting. When I eat, we all eat, but even then I'm still staying. At the dinner table, hungry and impatient. Roof about his music, like dude is crazy Barry, know like he a knew this. I do this, as if I'm talking to the Grim Reaper. And if it meant that everything I said would lead to freedom. Money, power, fame, you can keep them, I don't need them. I just need my people eating and sleeping and dreaming peacefully. See, food and pantry. Disrespect my circle, then you can leave. Cutting out the fat, lean mean, and I bring the flavor. This the type of food you gon' wanna sit and savor. And impatient, fork and knife in hand, mouth watering, I'm just and impatient.
Dope stuff. Tucker, did you write the treatment for this too, or did you just execute the shots?
Yeah, no, we kind of usually collaborate, and I throw out an idea, and if he likes it, then we put it all together. And
very cool.
Yeah.
So, your composition is very, very dope. The walking shots are probably my favorite. I like these shots in front of his house.
Yeah, they're in slow mo. So we sped the song up and then kicked it to slow mo.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool effect. Yeah. I actually couldn't tell.
It's kind of a thing that I do a lot. It's like either speed it up or slow it down, and then.
Yeah, that's dope. I really like the outdoor stuff. I really like the outdoor stuff. I like your composition is fire. I like the shot of him eating with the big fork. From a pacing standpoint, I think you did a good job pacing this. It's fairly simple concept, you know. I wish it would have gotten somewhere towards the end, that it would have been some kind of reveal, like in that last like 30 seconds, because you kind of reveal the entire thing like a minute and a half in, you know. So I wish there was something. He walks up to somewhere, he does something, right, because it's kind of more of a concept-driven video. I don't know how I feel about the indoor stuff, just because the lighting seems weird. It's like I don't know if like you guys could have adjusted the luma on it.
Yeah, we probably could. I mean, honestly, we paid like $50 for an Airbnb and went in for an hour, and I didn't really like because I didn't have time.
Yeah,
frankly, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
we kind of like that dingy look too. Like that was kind of what we were going for, but.
Yeah, it's cool. It just it's like it's a little too like orangish to me. All the kind of indoor stuff is, which is like you said, if you got an hour, you guys made that hour work. You know, I'm sure if you could have went in there and lit it with some different lighting and kind of put some, you know, blocked out the natural light and kind of combined some different lighting, That would have been cool. All in all, bro, this stuff is cool, man. I think this is it's really a question of like, how many of these can you get done? How many of the how long does it take? How much does it cost to shoot these for you guys? You know?
Yeah, that's been the biggest struggle, honestly, because I'm in Utah and all the local artists here, they don't have a lot of money.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that. Like, I do it, you know, as a creative outlet. And so I'm fine just going in someplace, shooting for 3 or 4 hours, and then I can get posts done in an hour or two.
There you go. What are you
like,
shooting on?
I'm sorry?
What are you shooting on? What camera?
It's a Nikon D7300, something like that. It's a 4K camera. I got a bunch of old, like, vintage Nikon lenses, so I'm kind of in the Nikon family.
Yeah. You're making this. I don't know anything about Nikon cameras, so I'm not gonna act like I know what I'm talking about. Cool. This is probably like, this is really cool for a Nikon. Like, I just don't know anything about Nikons. You know what I mean? But it looks
It has
good.
some color treatment on it that I feel like I probably pushed a little too far. It's where you get a lot of that orange in, but
yeah, I think that would really, like, if you could have tweaked the color a bit different and just done some type of reveal shot at the end, that really would have been my only feedback, man. I think other than that, like, you have your composition is solid, the pacing is solid, the effects are cool, the transitions are cool. There's some cool transitions where you like pan into a wall and it goes into that. So, I think
I don't know if you have any feedback on, like, I mean, I feel pretty confident I can make a bunch of these things, and I can come on other Zooms and show more stuff, but like, just being able to get people interested in it, even if it's like people that don't live by me, hey, you go shoot stuff and I'll edit for you, or we can talk through concepts, or I've done a couple like kinetic topography, motion graphics, lyrics videos that have been pretty cool that I can show you guys sometime.
Yeah, I would love to see that. My advice would be to find a handful of artists that you really believe in, and work with just a handful and figure out a way not to just fulfill music videos and then wanting to be cool rappers with a music video, but to really help them think through, how is this going to get out to people? What's the budget to market it on Facebook and Instagram? Like, because at some point, the average I don't know what you're making or how much they're paying you or whatever the arrangement is, but at some point, either you're going to get burnt out or they're going to burnt out if it's not profitable.
Yeah.
I think you have a ton of value as kind of coming alongside of them as a marketer and like a business person, to be like, hey man, I'll shoot your videos, but I won't just shoot your videos. I'll actually help you get some of these songs off the ground by watching. If you go scroll up in our Zoom chat, I just sent you a video. I sent the video in there from Adam Southworth, right? Some like incorporating the marketing side and the visual side, and then you kind of become like a, I hate the word manager.
I know what you mean. That's like really what I try to do, is like even like little social media ads, right?
Yes.
Like, hey, I can give you a 30-second thing of this and you can promote it all over.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be the full video unless you want to do that, and that type of thing. And
yes.
Yeah, I've found a few artists that I like working with. I've also found a few artists that I don't like working with. So you know how it is.
Yeah, no, I do know how it is, and I think if you can partner with a handful, it's more of a sacrifice in the short term, but potentially a bigger upside in the long term if you structure the business correctly. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my recommendation. Like, if I'm a video guy and I'm really a video guy, I'm finding somebody that has like potential to be a big personality and helping that person become a star. You know what I mean? On an independent level, but really knowing that, spending some time really knowing that person, knowing them, their family, their freaking spouse, what's their temperament, what do they do for work, right? Find a couple guys like that and say, hey man, I'll do all your visuals and all your marketing, and I just want 40%. You know what I'm saying? And then literally take somebody and get them popping. You know what I mean? And I think you seem like you're knowledgeable enough, or at least you're willing to be educated in the business side, that you find the right kid. And what part of Utah are you in?
Salt Lake.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a major city, so it's not like you're in the Hicks somewhere.
There's lots of people.
There's lots of folks out there.
And this particular artist, I'm pretty tight with. To your point, like we've developed a repertoire. We're friends. We've made like 5 or 6 videos together over the course of a year, and now I'm just looking to do more of that because he's not always kicking stuff out.
Yep. I would find somebody that's willing to do at least a video a month, preferably 2, and then create an entire rollout strategy. And if you watch that video I sent you by Andrew Southworth, he has it down to a science where he knows for every $700 he spends on Facebook ads, he'll make back 800. You know what I mean? And you could like really dial it into like an algorithm almost. You know what I mean? And I think if you could come alongside, because that's really what a lot of these guys are missing, bro, is just somebody to help them with the visuals and the branding and help them a little bit with the marketing and the business side. So yeah, Mr. Big Faith said he wants to connect with you.
Yeah, just if you on Instagram, I'm Tucker Danzy Films.
Okay.
So just one, just like is in my name here, and yeah, you can see other stuff I've done for other people, and a lot of it is Rufio stuff because that's the relationship I have. But I have some others.
Okay.
And I do all sorts of music. I prefer hip hop, so that's the, you know, I'm an old man and I got a career, so this is my outlet. So like I like hip hop. That's what I want to do just for kicks. And,
yeah. Well, here's the deal, man. You got a good eye, and very few people who are probably in a similar season of life as you in terms of just you've been around, you know how life works, and just those life lessons, you apply that to somebody that needs the help and the mentorship, and you can make it profitable, but it's not going to be a quick, like, I make $1,000 a music video. It's like you invest hours into someone or you know, months into someone you really believe in, and then 6 months from now or a year from now it starts spitting out a residual passive income. And that's, if you could structure it like that where both parties is a win-win, you can really, I think, set yourself up to
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, I've been in the film business for like 20 years, so I can bring that for sure. I think you're right. Trying to get more of the marketing side and find people that I enjoy their music and invest in.
Yeah, and
it's an investment. It's my investment, not necessarily monetarily, but I'm fine to invest like time and let's grow it together. So I think that's good advice.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I got a guy out here who, I don't want to reveal too many details, but basically he had a merch, like a store, like a local store where people could buy clothes and apparel. He does music videos and like he was doing ads. And so he kind of just started, he found an artist, he partnered with them 50-50, shot all of his videos, and literally grew that dude from 0 to 35,000 Instagram followers or 30,000 Instagram followers. And the dude has millions of views, and there's thousands, tens of thousands of dollars sitting in their YouTube AdSense, and they just consistently would drop stuff. And now the dude is like a legitimate artist with like record deal offers and stuff like that. And it was just literally two guys, a dope rapper and a dope dude with some money and a video camera and a vision to get this dope local rapper popping. And like, you know what I mean? DM me on Instagram. I'll send you the example just because I want you just to dream a little bit. But you got you got the right ingredients. So I'll send you the examples and you could kind of check them out and you could see what you could potentially build in your area. Because you have a skill that's absolutely 150% necessary to make it in music right now, which is visuals. If you're a rapper and you don't have visuals, you might as well not even rap right now.
Yeah.
So, good stuff, man. I'm excited to see more stuff from you. All right, guys.
I'll print some more. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're going to keep this moving. We got Gregory Rufus. Gregory Rufus, do me a solid. Turn your camera on. If you can, Gregory. Oh
shoot, I don't know what's going on.
You got the camera on. All right, I'm gonna
Is
play.
camera going?
You got to flip the you got the back camera. Trying to. There you go. All right.
I don't know. Hold on, let me turn this brightness up.
All right, I'm gonna play your record.
Killed and 3 others injured. The suspect, a 16-year-old boy, is now in custody in critical condition this morning.
9 people have been killed in a second mass shooting in less than 24 hours. This time, it happened in Dayton, Ohio, at an entertainment district.
We begin with those disturbing attacks.
Record.
2020, we are divided. Nobody's hiding. No one is quiet. Land of the free, home of the slaves. Home of the church, home of the prey. Yeah. God does not exist in the Americas no more. God does not exist in the American no more. People losing faith, they don't need answers no more. God does not exist in the Americas no more. God does not exist in the Americas no more. God does not exist in the Americas no more. It's a war in my area. People dying for no reason. Politics keep deceiving. Preachers living like some heathens. What in the world are we supposed to believe in? Left side, right side. I'm popping these pills just to feel alive. Bang banging that music we glorify. Scan Instagram got you all out here living lies. Satanic whispers in your ears, it's all lies. Hate me because of my skin, hate you cause your pride. The rainbow don't shine on the other side. I walk with a stick, I don't like surprise. Pull up to your school and make Sadie cry. There's no more. God does not.
Yo, Gregory, thank you for submitting this, man. It's definitely like a very, very polarizing song in terms of the content. I like the content. I think your recording tone is really dope. Like how you're saying these things and your cadence is really cool. I like the beat. I think you need to make some tweaks from a mixing standpoint in terms of just kind of making everything a bit louder, in my opinion. And I think there could be a B part of the hook in terms of like some type of release. Like there's a tension you're building. I would have liked to hear some type of release in the second half. But all in all, bro, you got a lot of talent in terms of just your straight rapping ability is really dope.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not done yet. It's a rough mix. But I just want to check the temperature, see how you guys like it.
I like it. I like you as a rapper. The song is cool, but you as a rapper is like there's something there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, appreciate it, brother.
So yeah, man, good stuff, bro. I'm excited to hear more from you, man. And we got the Zoom call on Sunday too. That's just strictly talking and chopping it up. So try to be there for that if you can. 6 p.m. Cali time.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. Let's see. Bryce is not here. We did. Mr. Big Faith is in the chat. Where you at, Mr. Big Face? Mr. Big Faith? All right. I'm going to go to Sofini since she's already here.
I'm right here.
Turn your camera on, G.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, can you turn your camera on, please?
Hello.
I'm going to go to Sofini since she's
already
here. Yo, turn your camera on. Big. There you go. My man.
Hello.
Yo, turn your camera on. There you go. All right, you got to mute me, bro.
Sorry. Okay, cool. Sorry.
All right.
I can't hear you. Man, bro, always got to be something. I can't hear you and everything was lagging.
Just mute yourself for now.
Hold up. You're muted.
Just mute yourself for now. I'm going to do your song first. All right, here we go, Mr. Big Faith.
Hey, come on, fam. You know what time?
Wrong link.
It's the Dropbox.
Yeah, I don't see it. Let me look at it again. Hold on.
Yeah, I posted it. It should be in the Patreon.
Is it in the chat?
Dropbox.
No, it's not in there. There's no Dropbox link everywhere.
Are you kidding me, bro? I just went through a whole thing.
No, you got to create. All you got to do is right click, create a copy link, and you could drop it on Patreon or you could drop it in the chat.
Okay, bro. I'm looking at it.
Can you copy and paste it into the chat?
Yeah, one second.
Because all I see is a YouTube link.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I guess I thought I had deleted the one that you just clicked. I must have deleted the Dropbox. Do you see it now? My apologies.
It's all good. I'm refreshing it. You good, bro?
I'm trying to be messy or nothing.
No. You good, man?
Got it?
I got it.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
You good, bro? All right, let me go to Mr. Big Faith. Here we go.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Test. Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
When will the murder ever cease? It's horrible to see, to say the least. The loss of an innocent life wasted and deceased. Somebody called the priest. They trying to have me combat all these demon spirits that been released. I'm released of the righteous and the worst of all sinners, but the Lord's inside me, so the enemy shiver. Behold the life giver, Alpha and Omega, Aleph and the Tav, Almighty sovereign Father that sent his Son from above to die and pay the price for our unclean lives. Give us a chance to thrive if we let him cleanse our minds. But we love that sin like candy, but it only comes in handy for Satan to accuse us and let demons abuse us. Lord, tell me why'd you choose us? We're so quick to be dismayed. I'ma keep going through. I know the price you paid for my soul to make it whole. Give back control of what Satan stole to my friends and foes, those pushing dope, those under the lies of the Pope. Let me tell you there's hope. Our Savior lives, and through his stripes I'm healed. Ready for when the Antichrist revealed. Lord, you're my shield, and in you I trust. I pray you keep me far from these Judases. My God is mighty, and he's gonna strike like lightning, so you better be prepared if you're riding. It's too late for hiding, the Messiah's here. If you're scared, go to church, they can help you through your fear. It's here, it's here. Chaos all before me, such a twisted story, all unfolding, showing where the world is going, straight down to the pit. Before the restoration of it, I can't just wait and sit while the church taking disrespect. Preach what with the neglect of applying truth in your life. You're more worried about the tithes and the other bishop's wife. The evil one took control, more than just your sanity is what he stole. He also broke your family, that's the price of the toll of committing holy treason. There was never a reason for man to disobey whatever the Lord say. He wants the best for us, no text for us, no stress for us, the best for us, no less for us. Go through your exodus, your spirit's begging you. You've been starving it for a while, and that's also the reason for all of your trials. The reason you haven't smiled, you're choosing the ways of the street. It's like these people are begging for their own defeat, getting brainwashed by the elite. Lord, if I wash their feet, will they walk a righteous path, or will they hear my sincere warning and laugh? My God is mighty, and he's gonna strike like lightning, so you better be prepared if you're riding. It's too late for hiding, the Messiah's here.
Yo, did you spend some more time punching the vocals on this joint?
Yes, and the thing that helped me a lot is that this is actually an old song that I never recorded in the studio, so I had a lot of it memorized, so I was able to more easily get it out.
I like it. Yeah, it's your delivery definitely sounds cleaner on this. There's a couple parts that are a little like, I think right here at 48 seconds.
Let them cleanse our minds, but we love that sin like candy. But it only comes in handy for Satan to accuse us and let demons abuse us. Lord, tell me why'd you choose us? We're so quick to be dismayed. I'ma keep going through. I know the price you that been released. The Lord's inside me, so the enemy shiver. Behold the life giver, Alpha and Omega, Aleph and the Tav, Almighty sovereign Father that sent his Son from above to die and pay the price for our unclean lives. Give us a chance to.
So 48 seconds, give us a chance, could have been a little cleaner. You know what I mean? So there's still a couple parts that I think you could tighten up. But all in all, your delivery sounds substantially better. Like you sound a bit more confident, a bit more sure of yourself. I like this beat and this tempo. I think the hook could have been better, if I'm honest with you. Like this hook, I couldn't tell where the hook started and where the verse stopped. Like it just all seemed like a kind of like a long freestyle. So the only thing I would have really done different is I would have stopped and really made the hook, a chant, something to make me want to rap along with you. You know what I mean? And the hook was just, it was just whatever. Like it didn't really seem like you took a lot of time on the hook. And that's a lot of times the most important part of the record. You know what I mean? So it just kind of goes back to like, are you making the song for people to enjoy, or are you making the song to vent and just get something off your chest? You know what I mean?
It's a little bit of both, and I get into like this, like, bro, like God put a fire in me, bro, to where like sometimes like just when I'm talking with friends, a lot of times, bro, any topic we just start talking about in person, I get passionate and I just start getting intense, and really what it is just me. Like in a way, not to preach, but it's like me preaching, just me going off, bro.
Sure.
Like, honestly, it's like
sure. So that's super dope. And yeah, and Crazy just said definitely edifying. Like it's super dope. It's edifying. I'm coming at this. Will this pop on Spotify? If this record comes on in the midst of the millions of songs out there released all the time, and I'm at the gym and this record comes on, am I stopping, liking it, and adding it to my playlist as it is right now? I'm not. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I'd probably skip it. I probably wouldn't even finish the song. You know what I mean? And so does that mean that God can't use it? No, it means that for the algorithms and for where we're just like, you know how TikTok will shadow ban stuff if not enough people are engaging with it, right? You know that firsthand. That's how I'm approaching this song. Like, will this go off in the algorithm as it stands right now? No, I think you got to do something a bit more interesting with the arrangement of the record.
So this, I didn't actually even plan on recording this song. I recorded this song the other day. I didn't actually even plan on recording it. I took my team with me to the stew, and I had a little bit of extra time. They literally were like, "Can you record this song?" They wanted me to record. They loved the song, for the lyrics, and I had a rough recording. They really wanted me to record it, so I was just like, I had a little extra time. I'm like, let me just do it. It was like a kind of request, and I kind of wanted to hear how it would sounding cleaner. Because I originally recorded it at home right here, and it was really rough. It's kind of, just wanted to see what was up there. That's not even my beat. I can't even put that song out everywhere.
Sure. I want to hear a song from Mr. Big Faith where you spend 150% and you approach the song with everything you have and you consider everything we talk about. That's what I really want to hear from you. I want to hear you approach it like, when you was out there doing your pull-up contest and you knew what it takes to grow your pull-up and you knew the discipline it take. I want you to take that same intensity and discipline and apply it to music. The issue with you is because you're one of those guys that's naturally strong at being a rapper. So you think you could just kind of show up and like, blah, I'm gonna pump out a bunch of pull-ups, but to get to that next level. Somebody can be. Now, hear me on this. I'm gonna use a fitness metaphor. Somebody can be strong and do 10 pull-ups and never have practiced before, just because they're genetically gifted. But you can't go in there and do 10 muscle-ups. You gotta know the technique. You gotta know the way to swing and pop your wrist. I could do one muscle-up, right? I'm never one of those guys that's been great at pull-ups, right? I could do one muscle-up. So you know the difference, right? You know the difference, and you know how much extra you gotta push to get 10 clean muscle up or 5 clean muscle ups, right? Versus like, I just show up and I've always been the guy that's been the fit guy and the cool guy and I could just pump out not the same thing when it comes to really doing that bar work the way I've seen you do the bar work. I want you to take that mentality and that intensity as elite as you got at that. I want you to take whatever you that space you went into in your head, and I want you to apply that to the next song you record.
Amen, bro.
I think if you do that, you'll be surprised on what you have in you and that you could do everything. You could preach the gospel, you can vent, and you can make an amazing record that people will want to add to their Spotify playlist and share with all their friends.
Hey, man. So just real quick, a little more background is I haven't been in the studio in a long while. I just recently started hitting it again. I've had like maybe 2 or 3 sessions, and it's been like months since I dropped my last EPs. It's been a good while. I've been building my own music production team. I've been getting together the homies, trying to get them out of the street, trying to put cameras in their hands, trying to put lighting in their hands, trying to teach them how to make beats. So I've been spreading myself super thin, but I'm glad that you're telling me this, bro, because I've already been intending on really taking my time with the music, and this is just even more. I'm gonna really take my time extra with it, especially listening to like Paris Cariz's album, bro. You can just tell like all the little details he threw in there. It's like it all comes together. You're right, bro.
And I'm gonna share something. I'm gonna share something with you that I'm processing in real time, and this is someone who has friends that have done prison time, have came out of the streets, are trying to figure it out. You gotta be careful to not allow your desire to help people to become codependency. Meaning that sometimes when you come from drama, when you come from trauma, when you come from the streets, you don't want to focus on the internal things that God is showing you. So you start having people in your life that are projects. And those people become projects, but they're not it's not really about the people. It's about you not dealing with your own stuff, and therefore you got a bunch of people around that are projects. So you can't spread yourself too thin worrying about other people's drama. I'm not saying don't help people. I'm saying don't spread yourself too thin worrying about other people's drama. You aren't paying attention to what God is doing in your life right here and now.
It's funny that you said that, bro, because I literally had that exact thought that I was thinking that like either yesterday or the day before at night. I remember I literally that exact thought like about pretty much exactly that. That's insane, bro. Lord,
look up the word codependency, and just be careful with that. Just be careful because we have similar backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? And I've just made that mistake a lot. You know what I'm saying? Without going into details, in my attempt to help people, I've became codependent, and then I neglect the very thing that God wants me to do, that He's called me to do, by always trying to help other people that aren't really equipped yet to help themselves. They're not really in a spot mentally where it's went off. I'm going in no matter what. And it's a lot of times you need an external experience for that to happen. Somebody that's married, somebody that has kids, their intensity is going to be different than like the homie from the block who just like, oh yeah, sure, man, I'll hold the camera for you. It's not the same commitment yet, you know. So just Google that, do some research on that. All in all, bro, you know you're super dope. You know you're talented. You know you have everything you need to get to where you want to get to. Just know that it's going to be a process. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I appreciate you, bro. Good talking to you.
You work on the music this week. I'm gonna try to come back next week and do a couple muscle ups. I'll send you a video on IG.
Hey man, yeah, do that, bro. Do that, because when I was 16, I was winning muscle up competitions against grown-ups.
I know you were. I seen the videos.
Amen.
I've seen the videos, man. That's Mr. Big Faith, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all follow him, man. Mr. Big Faith on all platforms. Speaking of following people you should follow, we got my brother Bartholomew Jones just joined the chat, and then I'm gonna go to you right after this, Sofini. What's up, man?
Yeah. I'm from the gravel, I'm from the mud, down in the sticks, don't wanna get stuck. Back of the truck, loaded up. I got a chicken, I'm ready to cook. Chop our own, build our own, go the long way. Climb these hills, get them bills, let them long day. I'm from the gravel, I'm from the mud, down in the sticks, don't wanna get stuck. Back of the truck, loaded up. I got a chicken, I'm ready to cook. Chop our own, build our own, go the long way. Climb these hills, get them bills, let them long day. I got this stick and it won't stop. Drumming down the road, they see me running with my dogs on my neck. I remember we was over yonder on the dirt road. Granny had the switches, I was running in the church close. Me and my kid, we been coming up the rough side. Boy, get the gillies, we been eating off our own flight. Had to make my own way, ain't no payment. Had to grow my own work, ain't no payment. Yeah, I'm from the gravel, I'm from the mud, down in the sticks, don't wanna get stuck. Back of the truck, loaded up. I got a chicken, I'm ready to cook. Chop our own, build our own, go the long way. Climb these hills, get them bills, let them long day. I'm from the gravel, I'm from the mud, down in the sticks, don't wanna get stuck. Back of the truck, loaded up. I got a chicken, I'm ready to cook. Chop our own, build our own, go the long way. Climb these hills, get them bills, let them long day. They say the city sick of you, ain't slid in mud. Slide. When you feel our hands up, that's how you know we tough. I can smell the rain, bout to grow these carrots up. Hear me if you cross my fan, but I know I'm showing up. Listen, call the dog, go get a rabbit. If it's right, you better grab it. We ain't the type to cheat and we ain't earn it, we don't wanna have it. You can do work, we can do work and we can match it. Grandma said, letters are red, that's your only habit. Yeah, I'm from the gravel, I'm from the mud, down in the...
Yo, obviously this isn't mixed. I think y'all gotta get this joint mixed. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. First of all, it's crazy that you could do wavy stuff and it doesn't sound forced. So that's super fire. I feel like the first couple bars of Seti's verse should go, and he needs to come in way harder than that, in my opinion.
Go the long way. I got it down in the sticks, don't wanna get stuck. Back of the truck,
because you're hitting these super crazy cadences, and then he comes in, like it's just not as interesting. So if I were him, I would re-record those first 4 bars and come in with something just as cool and intense, because it just kind of the momentum of the song.
I got a chicken, I'm ready to cook. Chop our own, build our own, go the long way. Climb these hills, get them bills, let them long. They say the city sick of you, ain't slid in mud. Slide. When you
like that, I don't like that. Like I think he needed to come in with those flashy cadences you're doing, because I don't want it to feel like you're carrying this record, but that's how it feels right now. If I'm being all the way honest, it's like this is the Bartholomew Jones show, and then the homie Seti kind of pulled up and did a little something. But I want him to like, whoo! Did y'all hear Seti's verse on this? That's the energy I want.
It's so Seth does a lot of melody work. So a lot of these melodies and stuff, like Seth is writing them. He's kind of scatting them out, and I'm filling them in, or we're going back and forth on stuff. So like Seth is doing a lot of that work. But I do feel you. I think it's important that we both hit, because of the mission of this song. So like Seth lived in the inner city in Memphis, and he worked with youth in the same neighborhood I live in. And so his wife was an inner city teacher through the same program me and my wife did. And so me and Seth were neighbors. And even though he's white, you know, he grew up poor in the South. And my mom comes from poor people in Alabama in the South. And so we really want this song to be like kind of like the soundtrack for a campaign we want to do to like kind of restart unison or unity between poor people who grew up in the country who are black and white. And so like
keep preaching. That's what we need right now, man.
Yeah, bro, it's super crucial. And like, you know, Martin Luther King had this thing called the Poor People's Campaign that he was working on before he was assassinated. He wanted to go to like the Appalachia, which is a historically poor neighborhood. When we want to talk about white on white crime, we don't have to do that. But like, there's a lot of issues in that white community. And he's like, man, the same issues that affect those poor white people in Appalachia are the same issues that are affecting a lot of black people in urban America. And so like, if we work together, instead of allowing politicians to kind of gaslight and manipulate these poor white people into voting for policies that are actually against their interests. Which honestly is a lot of what Trump is doing with like this Proud Boys thing, or with white supremacists is I saw this the last election. Like he gaslights them or he dog whistles for them, makes them think that that he's like doing something to help poor urban or poor rural white America. And then as soon as he gets elected, like he writes them off and does nothing for them. And that's what rich white men have been doing for a long time to a lot of poor white people through racism. It's a means to get them distracted from the fact that they're poor too. You know what I mean? And so me and Seti really want to do this together because we want to teach financial literacy to our communities. We want to be able to teach like ownership, business ownership, entrepreneurship, and also elevate and value the ethics that we have, which is one of working really hard. Like, even though we both come from poor communities, those are hard-working communities, people who have pride in what they do, people who don't want a handout, you know what I mean? It's just that they're historically, generationally poor. And so that's a hard thing to get out of. So both of us have kind of elevated and got out of those situations from our past generations. And this song is supposed to be like the soundtrack. We want to do merch and do like educational videos to kind of like speak to the unity in those communities.
Yeah, I kept trying to find that quote. I remember that Dr. King had a quote about the similarity between poor whites and black people in America. I couldn't find a quote, but it was a really powerful quote where he paralleled the two. You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes there's unnecessary division when a lot of the systemic issues do go back to poverty. It seems like the longer he lived, the more he got aware of how the deeper issue is like classism that's been masked as racism. You know what I mean? That classism is mad historic.
Racism to perpetuate classism.
Like
a lot of times, you know, these poor white people are kind of, I'm not saying being tricked, I'm not trying to give them a victim mentality, but like you're being, like even with Bacon's Rebellion, you know what I mean? Which was kind of like one of the starts of the racial class system or caste system here. Originally, you had, you know, Native Americans, poor indentured white servants, and African slaves all working together. But when those people rebelled against the plantation owners or the ruling class, then there was instituted these situations where people were separated, treated marginally better, or you allow the indentured servants to do punishments to the Native Americans and to basically keep them from being able to deal with the root issue. Which is like
I remember when I discovered Seneca Village. Derek Miner was telling me about Seneca Village. I started doing a bunch of research on Seneca Village. I actually want to go to the landmark to have like a portion of it. In Seneca Village used to be Central Park, and then Central Park called basically domain on Seneca Village, which was a diverse, predominantly black part of New York City that had settlers and a whole thriving community and private property, and it was also I think a lot of Irish people that had came over, and you had all these different poor people living together, and the city of New York wanted a park and called eminent domain, and just took that mug over, just took it.
Terrible, bro.
They bought some of the people out, but by and large, like a big chunk of what is Central Park was a like historic black and Irish community right there that got taken over. It's crazy when you look at some of this stuff historically, man.
Yeah. So we're like, and we wanted to do a trap beat because I think it speaks to the ethic in our communities. You know what I mean? Like, just this, like, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna get it out the mud. We're trying to use, like, you know, more country illusions and stuff like that. So
I love
that's
it,
what's
bro.
up. We're not done with it, but I wanted to get your thoughts, and I thought it would be relevant for kind of where we are in America, you know, with the whole Trump situation.
I love it. I love it, man.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. We're going to keep this thing moving. We have Sofini Beats. This is a rough draft. She said she doesn't really like the verse, and there might be something wrong with the chords. So we're going to give this a quick spin. 60 seconds. Hey, so Feeney, this idea isn't bad. I think what I would work on is sound selection on your drums. Like, don't just let the 808 ride the whole thing. Add a kick in there as a top, and then also don't space everything out so wide. You've done that a couple times, and I don't really understand why you do that. But like, your sample is hard pan to the left, your shaker is hard pan to the right, and it's just music isn't mixed that way. You know what I mean? If you're gonna pan very subtly and don't hard pan like that. So the idea is cool. I think you got to slow down and get just like the execution of it down a little bit more. Don't be afraid to like look at loops and drum breaks and understand the mechanics of those things and then rebuild them. It's like when I learned how to design, a lot of times what helped me was getting designs from other folks and breaking their designs down, understanding how they got to that process. So don't be afraid to like lean into splice, get loops, break them down, understand how people got to the finished process of a cool sounding beat, then recreate it on your own. You know what I mean? You have some cool ideas, but they're just like little things you're doing, like hard left, hard right pan, that just don't make any sense and those aren't techniques that are used in music. So I would just work on your kick sound selections and not do the wild pans, because they don't really make any sense from a spacing standpoint.
And that's something that I'm trying to work on, because I'm trying to do more of my own piano samples. And for some reason, when I was listening to that piano, I'm like, did I just make this in a key of another sample or something? But when you're making your own samples, I haven't really been taught how to get them to sound like regular samples. So I think what I'm doing is I'm putting too much reverb or something on it, and it's kind of sounding like what you're talking about. You know how it sounds like that airy thing? Like there's too much air in it. And that's because I'm trying to get some of my samples to sound like some of the stuff that you have on Splice.
Got you. Yeah,
and
so
drums, I don't think the drums, I think I use other drums. But anyway, I'm still working out. That's why I didn't want you to hear the whole thing, because when you hear my piano, I'm like, it's something.
Yeah,
it's not working.
Try some tape saturation. Try some tape saturation instead of reverb. That might do the trick for you. I do a lot of tape saturation, so that might do the trick. All right, guys, that is Sofini, and we got Pedro. Pedro, what is your name on Patreon, bro? Because I don't see your submission, boss.
No, man. I'm just watching, man.
Oh, you just came to kick it. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for being here,
man.
bro.
I'm just driving a motorhome around the country.
Hey, that's what's up, bro.
Oh,
Where you on a big trip?
We're going to Yellowstone. Yeah.
Nice. Good for you, man.
Yeah, nice. Super nice. So, I just love your input, man. Just to watching you, how you help people and how you put your input on their creation. So yeah.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, we got a couple more. We're gonna slide in, guys. We got my buddy MJX, who is not here, unfortunately, but we're gonna get his submission in. What's going on? MJX, here we go. Let's see. Your review is at 347.50. Word up. MJX, guys. Hey, if you're watching this live, the link to get your music reviewed is pinned up. And we're going to get into my buddy MJX.
I'm 2-3, 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 I'm 2-3. Got the flow back, I'm 2-3, I'ma show that, I'm 2-3, never hold back, I'm 2-3, now I know that, I'm 2-3. Back up on the beat because I wanna be, never seen an obstacle in front of me, stories that be turning into summaries, never really guys to the luxury, growing up and nothing, letting nothing that I need, the journey that I'm living most of y'all wouldn't believe, movies still the same but now we switching up the scene. And now the numbers growing, so I'm on the biggest screen. Take my time when I work on the flow now. Used to rush, but I think I can slow down. All this work got me feeling like a pro now. What I do, who I do up in my hometown. From the south, but ain't nothing like a hoedown. Now I'm living in the city where we throw down. Used to only have a whip if it broke down. Now they watch it while I take over the show now. I'm 2-3, 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 I'm 2-3. Got the flow back, I'm 2-3, I'ma show that, I'm 2-3, never hold back, I'm 2-3, now I know that, I'm 2-3, made at the mud, I'm 2-3, now stack it up, got loosely, one troll come.
Yo, this is super dope. My feedback will be cut the first part of the hook in half, then go to the beat part. That's the and get this mix a little tighter. The first part sounds like it's a little too long.
Got the flow back, I'm 2-3, I'ma show that, I'm 2-3, never hold back, I'm 2-3, now I know that, I'm 2-3, made at the mud, I'm 2-3, now stack it up, got loosely,
that part is dope. So I would just get to that part a little sooner because the I'm 2-3 is a bit repetitive in my opinion. All right, we got the homie Bryce.
I'm stressing now, beats and draw. I'm stressing now.
Bryce, first impression is the vocals are way too hot. I like how punchy the beat is mixed, but the vocals are just way too on my face.
Bless and draw. Yeah, I don't know what to do, I moved down to the south. Yeah, I moved from my parents, from a bed to a couch. Now I'm not selling seeds to a sold out crowd. And my aunt keeps texting me I need a pipe down. And my uncle thinks that I'm a clown for chasing my dream. 800 miles away, now that's extreme. I got steam blowing from my ears, I got steam behind me, whispering all my fears. I'm stressing now, bless and draw. I'm stressing now, bless and draw. Listen, I know I'm not the best, but I'm pouring out my chest. Lord, I know I'm hella blessed, and I feel like this a test, but I'd rather not guess. I'd rather learn it out of myself, and I feel so alone. I praise the song. Lord, I lay my life into your hands. I'm pulling hair out by the strands. I just wanna meet your demands and to
Bryce, this is cool, bro. Turn the vocal down. Look up vocal automations. Very important because you need to automate the vocal when a beat breaks down, and then work on your delivery. You have a weird kind of slur where it doesn't sound like you're opening up enough to say all the words clear. So I would spend just a little bit more time getting your delivery cleaner to enunciate every word. Other than that, it's a cool vibe and it's a really good beat selection. All right, we got the homie Robert Washington taking us out with a little lo-fi. End of the night. Little freestyle. Let me know how the level sound if you're still watching this live. I'ma turn the beat down just a little bit. Yup. I'ma turn the beat down just a little bit. Growing up, too often I was called an idiot. Now who really laughing though? I said, who really laughing though? Never good at mathing, bro, but now I count stacks up. You know that we stacking mo. You know that we laughing for what we ever seen, a life, a dream that has came true. Let the beat break down, I can't change you. Rearrange truth, never. I'ma just keep it together. As I cut the camera off to the left, I'm so blessed. Do it every single night and I deny my flesh. Let my mind be transformed, that's Romans 12. Then I come around just repenting of my sin, of my
heart, oh God. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me. Lord, lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me in the way everlasting. Search my heart, oh God. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me. Lord, lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me in the way everlasting. Search my heart, oh God.
My man Robert Washington, bro. I guess that was the second verse. I missed my cue, but that ain't the second verse. Can't miss the truth. I can never do it again. I miss the booth. Psych, I'm just playing, man. I'm missing youth. I miss it in the high school days when I walk around and just spraying ricochet. Now I'm walking down underwater like Kanye. That was all off the top, yo. I got to pray, I gotta lay it down. Hanging out with my sound around, listening to the comments. I'm like a comet shooting from the sky. Shout out to the common sense. Work it again. I used to love her too. Now I just repent.
Search my heart, oh God. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me. Lord, lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me in the way everlasting. Search my heart, oh God. Try me and know my.
All right, that's it, folks. Shout out to Robert Washington hanging out. Shout out to everybody that submitted something. Sunday night we got the Patreon Zoom call. No music submissions, just Patreon Zoom call. And I'm adding an extra bonus Zoom call every single first of the month, by the way. So if you guys, if y'all want to do that, thank y'all for hanging out. Appreciate you.